¿Qué pasa, compañeros? ¿Cómo estamos? Bienvenidos a otra transmisión más. Aquí les habla su amigo de todito. Estamos comenzando con lo que es la Call of Duty Next. Faltan 11 minutos aproximadamente para que comience. Así que de verdad que estoy sumamente emocionado. Vamos a ver qué es lo que nos trae la Call of Duty Next, porque por ahí dicen que se viene información de Warzone 2 y Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 y posiblemente lo que es el tema de Warzone Mobile también, ¿no? Así que bueno, espero que esta espera que he tenido casi toda la mañana, no he podido dormir para nada. Quedan 10 minutos aproximadamente. Vamos a disfrutar de todo el contenido que se viene en Call of Duty. Vamos a ver qué están aquí.
I'm most looking forward to find out more information about Warzone 2 and the future of the franchise. I think that Warzone has really helped adapt to a casual audience, whereas the CDL has been growing.
Lo que no se ha visto son los creadores de contenido como tal, ¿no?
To see them, be able to refine it, come in with Ricochet this time, not have any of the issues we did with Verdansk, and really
lo que no se ha podido ver todavía.
The ground running this time.
As we look ahead to Warzone 2, do you have any favorite memories on Warzone?
Dios mío, qué locura lo de Warzone.
Oh yeah, I have some great ones. The end of Verdansk was probably one of my favorite things. I streamed for.
Vamos a ver qué es lo que se viene, señores. Información exclusiva. Último minuto.
¿Sabías que podía?
Último minuto.
Well, I can't wait to see if your predictions come true for this next game as well. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Disculpen, ya va. Ya. Nos quedan 9 minutos. Y comienza la revelación. ¡Ay, Bomba! ¿Cómo estás, mi hermano? Gracias, brother. Mil bendiciones. Ya se viene la revelación, mi bro. Para ver si nos jugamos el nuevo Warzone 2. Y sumamente emocionado, Bomba. 9 minutos, 9 minutos. Uf. No puedo aguantar, no puedo aguantar. Esos creadores de contenido que están ahí, ¿no? Y yo también quiero ver qué es lo que quieren mostrar. Realmente estoy sumamente emocionado, mano. No puedo dormir en toda la noche. 8 minutos, nos quedan 8 minutos. He jugado Warzone como de entre 2-3 días. Él ha pasado solamente pensando pues en este evento de la Call of Duty Next. Mira, te tienes que comprar el modo Warfare. Espero que sea muy bueno. De verdad que sí, para poder jugarlo. Ya lo tengo. Como que por 12. Ayer te vi conectado y te mandé solicitud y ni te conectaste. 8 minutos. Y comienza la Call of Duty Next. Falta nada, voy a ir acomodando todo por aquí.
Obviously, new iteration of the game. We're expecting so many different things coming out to play here. What do you expect out of this new game? What are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to the Call of Duty polished feel you expect, especially from Infinity Ward. I think that was my favorite part of Modern Warfare 2019.
Quedan 7 minutos, nos están mostrando ciertas cosas como tal.
Upgrades. I'm wondering if they potentially added any more. And at the end of the day, they've already teased earlier today the brand new Gunsmith 2.0. I want to see what type of crazy weapons we can come up with. I cannot wait to just lay the smackdown on all the Call of Duty League pros that are here. They're all absolute noobs. I'm looking forward to today.
7 minutos, 7 minutos. Cuando mostraron al principio que estaban hablando personas, dije, no, esto ya comenzó, una locura. No, estaban ni siquiera esperando. Preregistro. Ah, mira, el registro de Call of Duty Mobile. Te iba a comentar. Se viene también Warzone Mobile, Dios mío. Y también sale el preregistro en la Play Store para ciertos dispositivos. Que pues se puede jugar lo que va a ser el Warzone Mobile. Así que ya puede ir a registrarse, señores. Ya se pueden registrar. Estoy buscando aquí, pues en el televisor, por el tema de Call of Duty. Estaba viendo que ciertos creadores de contenido estaban colocando jugando a Warzone 2. ¿Cómo así? Entiendo.
All right, Swag. So good to have you guys in the building. Of course, we have Modern Warfare 2 coming up. You're going to get a chance to get on the sticks and play it.
Mira, ese swag y Boya.
Really good, man. I mean,
Esos son equipos de Face Clan.
It's just so exciting to play a game. Infinity Ward is my favorite company to make the game, so I'm super excited.
Amazing stuff. So, gents, how are you guys feeling? We've got Warzone 2.0.
Esos son los que yo conozco. A Swag y a el que está hablando se llama Face Boya.
Anything you'd like to add? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm super excited. This is the first like Call of Duty
like
event,
we all said, this
like
is our first
testing
ever
wise
event,
that
so
I've been
this is
to,
really
so
new to us.
I'm
Really, really exciting. I don't know what to expect, but I'm just ready to play. You know what I mean?
Son de uno de los grupos más importantes de Face Clan.
Anyone wants to share?
Que eso después de Call of Duty, obviamente.
I remember the first nuke I ever got was on the map S-State, and I was hype. I was like 13 years old. Silence ACR going crazy.
I didn't play it either. I went back and played it, but it was already.
Piensa no hacer.
It can be a more recent memory.
I'll tell you what, though. All right.
Campaign boy. I was campaign. I played campaign. That's what I did.
Well, I do know we're going to have a kick-ass campaign coming in. So what do you expect out of a good campaign? So if you're a campaign guy, what do you look for?
I don't know. I just played it. The missions were fire, so I just want fire missions again. I ain't gonna lie. Wasn't that the one we had to crawl and be secretive and stuff like that too?
I always love the sniper missions where you
Yeah,
gotta
that's
be
what I'm
like.
saying. Like, it was really dope.
I love that. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm not going to waste any more time. Go enjoy it. Get on the sticks, and we'll catch up with you later to see how you feel about it. Thanks, guys.
A 4 minutos, no falta nada. No falta nada. Cálmense ahí que no falta nada. 4 minutos para la Call of Duty Next. Ah, Dios mío, estoy emocionadísimo. Call of Duty Bowl 3 presenta. Usain back. Tres minutos y 40 segundos. Ahí se dice lo que es el día de la beta, que se podrá jugar para las personas que tengan el juego anticipado. Podrá jugar también lo que es el tema de la campaña una semana antes de que salga el juego como tal de Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Tres minutos, no nos queda nada. No falta nada.
All right, well, we get to see multiplayer and Warzone 2.
La revelación se viene, la revelación se viene. ¡Aidan! ¡Aidan! Chavo, pero Aidan está flaquísimo.
I'm excited to see the map with Caldera. There was a lot of like elevation, and I liked.
Pero bajó de peso y todo, ¿no?
A lot of buildings, so I'm hoping to see a lot of like buildings for like building fights because I'm a close range player.
Para las personas que no saben, Aidan es uno de los mejores jugadores de Call of Duty. Y señores, este hombre se ha reventado unos récords mundiales en lo que es Warzone, hasta en Fortnite, en varios juegos. Así que, Dios mío, fueron los mejores, por así decirlo, los mejores jugadores de lo que es el mundo de Call of Duty como tal, ¿no? 2 minutos y comienza. Minuto y 43. ¿Qué es lo que nos van a revelar? ¿Será que de una vez sacan un tráiler o algo por el estilo de Warzone 2 o de Modern Warfare 2? Yo sé que muchos creadores de contenido van a estar jugando como tal lo que es el Modern Warfare 2 ahorita. Ahorita lo van a probar, me imagino que en modo gameplay, ¿verdad? Creo que es lo más lógico. Y vamos a ver qué tal es este juego. Pero lo que me llama la atención es el tema de Warzone 2. Amo el multijugador. Espero que este vaya a ser uno de los mejores multijugadores que hayan existido en toda la historia. Pero Warzone, el sistema de Battle Royale, a mí me encanta. Por eso estoy aquí. Por la información de lo que se viene de Warzone 2. Y al parecer, señores, cuando salga Warzone 2, para las personas que son de consola, podrán jugar con lo que es el sistema del foco en 120. Eso es lo que dicen. Sé que las personas que juegan en consola lo pueden jugar en 80, lo que es el sistema del foco. Pero al parecer, ¿verdad? Dicen que solamente podrán jugar las personas que tengan consolas de última generación, como las de PC5 y las de Xbox, pero de última generación. Pero con el tiempo, me imagino, digo yo, no estoy confirmando, que se podrá colocar en lo que es Xbox One y lo que es en Play 4 el sistema de foco en 120. Así que, señores, no digo más. 13 segundos y comienza la Call of Duty Next. 7 segundos. 6. Cuenta regresiva. Cuenta regresiva.
We're a team. All of us. Let's go get him.
Ah. ¡Dios! El multijugador. Warzone 2.0. Warzone Mobile. ¡Dios mío, es Overdance! ¡Es un Overdance!
Yes, sir.
Oh, Dios mío, Call of Duty Next. Nos sacaron información exclusiva, señores. Pequeños segundos de lo que es. Mira, mira, mira. Todos los participantes.
The general manager of Call of Duty, and I am thrilled to help kick off a truly significant moment, not only for the highly anticipated upcoming release of Modern Warfare 2, but a very significant moment for the future of the entire Call of Duty franchise. You see, over the last several years, we've experienced explosive and dynamic growth, and we've learned a ton along the way. And those learnings have fueled our ambition to deliver a wholly new, elevated player experience.
Vieron esa información, las pequeñas cosas que lanzaron.
State-of-the-art tech advancements built to support a more connected Call of Duty community than ever before. So just know that what we shared today across Modern Warfare 2, our brand new Warzone 2.0 experience coming later this fall, and our designs to bring Warzone to mobile for players on the go are all certainly big news.
Quedé loco, o sea, hoy se viene información de los 3 juegos que van a lanzar. Yo creo que eso es primera vez en la historia. Van a lanzar información como loco.
Our players and fans around the world will be the judge of all that. And it's why we are thrilled to be doing this on the eve of our Modern Warfare 2 beta and to be here live in person with more than 200 of the biggest
creadores de
streamers
contenido
and
que están
creators
ahí.
in all of gaming.
Streamers.
They will finally get their hands on the true star of the show, the gameplay itself. So let's get right into it. It is my esteemed pleasure to introduce alongside me Patrick Kelly, co-studio head of Infinity Ward and the executive creative director.
Para que graben aquí esto.
Pat, welcome.
Thank you, Johanna. It's so exciting to be here
¿Quién
with
es?
all of you. It's been such a journey.
Ese es Ogoro. Ese es Ogoro.
You know, on the franchise, I always get asked by people, or regularly get asked by people, what are the areas you focused on improving, or what are the areas you innovated on? We worked on improving and innovating on every area of the game. It always comes back to gameplay.
Ese es Titan Hatman, creo que se llamaba así, no sé. Pero es una de las personas con las que juega con Nick Hermes. No sé si conocen a Nick Hermes, pero son creadores de contenido full de lo que es Call of Duty. Titan Taiman, creo que se llama así.
But you know what? It all comes back to one thing. It comes back to fun. Everything we do is in the service of fun. Whether you're a hardcore player or a casual player, whether you are somebody who likes to play with your friends.
Mira, sinapsis, sinapsis.
Wherever you played, be it on console or PC or mobile, however you play, whether you're a camper or a slayer, we've tried to think about fun for you. And hopefully today you're going to see that and play that, and fun is what you come away with.
Absolutely. You know, fun is definitely what we're going to be heavily focused on.
Oye, hablando de fuera de Call of Duty, esa combinación está excelente. Yo, después de su presente, de cómo se ve.
Instances where players will interact not only with their own squads, but may even have to work together
De
with other
relupo.
players in unexpected and pretty fresh
Ninja,
ways.
ninja.
We've already seen some hilarious interactions, in fact, during play sessions, and I can't wait to see how these new ways to connect evolve over time. Now, Pat, what can you tell us about weapons?
Oh, wow.
Qué locura, Dios mío. Qué sueño hecho realidad.
Completely innovated in the area of connecting you, the player, to your instance in the game, making you feel more in the game. And I guess you can think about it as starting out with the camera. The camera represents your eyes, right? So connecting the camera to your body. We've done that with some inverse kinematics and some physics and other things like that. We've connected then the body to the hands on the gun, again, with some sophisticated inverse kinematics. We've connected the gun with the actual bullets coming out of it. So now, wherever that gun is pointed, however it's pointed, the bullets are coming out of it exactly from the barrel. There's no disconnect there. And that's before I even get into what we've done with the new gunsmithing and how you build your weapons and the platforms, etc.
Qué locura, señores. Estoy sumamente emocionado, yo.
Like we do.
All right, well, we've taken up enough time, but before they kick us off the stage, can we tell them about raids?
Me mola,
Yes,
me
thank
mola,
you.
me mola.
So with the beginning of Modern Warfare 2, and then shortly after that, Warzone 2.0, and then very shortly after that, for the first time ever, we're going to release a raid in Call of Duty. It's a very different kind of gameplay. It's very intense. We think it's very fun.
¿Van a jugar?
And we're super excited about it. And by the way, there's
Ay,
one other
Dios
thing I want to talk
mío.
about for all of you hardcore players out there. I heard so many of you talk about what play challenges can you give us beyond just winning, which, anyway, I won't go off on that. But we've got a whole series of quests and gameplay challenges that occur when you actually win in Warzone or you hit different milestones that you'll have an opportunity to do. And believe me when I say everyone in the match will know when you're on them and if you prevail at them. So look forward to that.
Big things ahead. And now, before we kick it over to Miles and team to carry the day, we are extremely excited to give you the world premiere of the Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer trailer. Thanks again and enjoy the show.
Ay, Dios. Trailer oficial.
We got intel reports of Hassan and the cartel forming terrorist cells all over the globe.
Dios mío.
We've never seen activity on this scale before.
They have an army.
Trailer oficial, señores.
The world is a vampire.
Ah, ¿qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó? Ajá. Ese mapa. Mira, mira, mira. Oh, por Dios.
Hostage secure.
Eso nos quiere decir muchas cosas, señores. Cámaras también se va a poder ver. Sensores de movimiento. Mira esos operadores. Welcome to United States. Va a ser un mapa dentro de Estados Unidos como tal. Oye, se ve eso súper fuerte, ¿o yo?
Get ready, team. We have never seen a war zone like this.
The world is a vampire.
Ya va, eso fue algo de Warzone. No puede ser. ¿Qué contenido están lanzando como loco, yo? ¡Eso fue Warzone 2.0! Lo que están haciendo, Dios mío. Claro que sí, vamos a estar en la preorden. Ah, ¿lo que es? Creo que lo van a volver a mostrar. Vamos a ver. No, esto me tiene anodado, Dios mío. Qué contenido tan fuerte lo que han traído yo. Ahora sí, completo. Mira eso. Ese va a ser el nuevo Juggernaut. Me llamó muchísimo la atención eso, ¿oyeron? O sea, lo conectas y se explota desde arriba. No entiendo nada. ¿Será que va a haber un modo juego de que tienes que rescatar, pues en Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, de que tienes que rescatar a ciertas personas? No sé. Qué locura. Quiero ver esto. Hay gente ahí. Mira eso, chamo. Se puede ver el mapa más o menos. Eso es Warzone. Eso es Warzone. Mira. Warzone 2.0. Ahí está toda la información. Ahí está todo lo que estábamos esperando. Qué tráiler. Lo que se viene, señores. Lo que se viene. Qué locura. No me puedo imaginar eso.
Everything that makes this franchise so special. We are incredibly excited to be here today. And after that, quite frankly, how can you not be? My name is Miles Ross, and I am so excited to truly be here with a few of the members of the Infinity Ward team who are bringing Modern Warfare 2 to life. Guys, we have 200 of our friends behind us who are going to be playing and streaming shortly. But before that, we also have Stephanie Snowden, Director of Communications.
¿Vieron todo ese contenido que se viene de Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 y Warzone 2? Hicieron como que un trailer en uno, ¿no? Más o menos. De verdad que es algo estupendo. Estoy viendo y esto es una locura.
Let's go with the philosophy, Steph. Let's stay high level. What went into the creation of the game?
You said it precisely. There is so much. This game has just so much content. It's got something for everyone, and it's really been the result of 3 years of hard work at IW and our partners across all of the Activision studios. And so much of that work started with you guys at home, the community, the fans, our creators here, and that conversation and feedback from 2019 is really been a core piece of what Modern Warfare 2 is. And it's a dialogue that we hope to, continue, especially here today. Well, we've got so much in store with this MP experience, and people like Jeff and Joe here,
Todo ese contenido que se viene,
with and their experience on this franchise. we're in good hands.
Indeed. Okay, so Jeff, well, I don't know where to start anymore. Let's
Esos trailers me encantaron.
Multiplayer is all about. Let's stay high level for now, because there's a lot of details, friends, juicy details.
Al parecer Warzone 2, por lo que veo, ¿verdad? Va a ser algo como que desierto. No sé, por ahí me va la idea. Porque dicen que Warzone 2 ya no va a ser una no va a ser como que un gas tóxico cuando se cierre la zona, sino que va a ser una tormenta de arena. Entonces hay que ver. Hay que ver eso. Por lo que se puede ver, hubo partes de, obviamente, de lo que es gameplay de Warzone 2, pero se ve sumamente actualizado. Eso es lo que nos gusta. No nos gusta ese tema de Segunda Guerra Mundial, de Guerra Mundial o algo por el estilo, no, algo actualizado. Eso es lo que nos gusta.
And then we have stalkers, which are reactive, and they kind of hang back and try to read the field and read where spawns are. And really, we just kind of use these as filters to keep us honest with the content that we're making. So they're making enough toys and equipment for players to be successful playing our game.
¿Verdad que eso es un sueño, yo?
Sounds like a lot of fun. Stephanie, what are some of the new features coming to multiplayer, some of the new stuff that you're most excited to talk about?
Oh boy, there are a ton of new features to dive into with this game, but we really pushed forward even the most fundamental aspects of what makes Call of Duty with Modern Warfare 2, and it's been really amazing for me to come on board this past year and see these innovations coming to life, to hear Jeff jump into, you know, breaking down the 1v1. And personally for me, water. Our water, I've seen the memes, we love water. It's really hard to make in games. But the aquatic combat, some of the things you're able to do with vehicles in the water, I think that level of immersion is really going to speak to fans and has been something that I've really enjoyed playing last couple months.
Aquatic combat. Steph loves to swim. Joe,
Sure
can we go into some details about our water-based adventures in MW2?
Yeah, I mean, last game we really wanted to add water, and we knew we didn't have time, right? So in Verdansk, we froze the rivers and we made the outskirts just to kill trigger. In this game, as soon as we started Modern Warfare 2, we leaned into water, both visually, beautiful caustics, there's waves with white caps, but we also, the gameplay side, there's unique ballistics underwater. You only can use certain weapons underwater. Your pistol is your weapon underwater, otherwise you can't use your primary weapons. But it's also a nice cover or evasion mechanic. If you're getting shot at, you can dive into the water, and as you get deeper, it gets
pueden meter en el agua así.
From something you can't see it, and so it's been super fun for us to
Se pueden meter en el agua.
Flex on what water could be in Call of Duty, and you saw the boats and the mine that floats, and every piece of equipment has been filtered. Like, how does it work through water? Like, we had to look at everything.
Se pueden meter debajo del agua ahora.
Our vehicles will just slowly submerge.
Qué locura.
Blinking out.
Y pueden disparar también debajo del agua.
Oh my God! Well, I can't quite wait to literally dip my toes into those waters. But guys, let's not forget about the ground and the air. Like, I mean, what else is going to be coming to the movement system? Joe, what do we got?
Well, you know, last game we did mount, and we had slide, and even though we're a military shooter, fluid movement is super important to us. So this game, as you saw in the trailer, you can see here on the video, we have a new ledge hang mechanic, and that's essentially a high mantle. But instead of doing a high mantle and throwing yourself up over into combat, you can now peek. If you have a pistol, you can pull that pistol out and use that. We also added a dive. You know, last game we had the slide that kept your gun.
Esto va a ser una locura este Call of Duty, yo.
If they're getting shot at, they don't know where they're getting shot at. They
Puedo decir que va a ser uno de los Call of Duty más
really cool thing is the dive is just high enough to let you get through
buenos de la historia.
Vamos a ver. Up into a building, second story. Often you'll see players, you know, like rats leaving a ship, diving out through the windows, and it's just another option for players in combat.
Yeah, and all of these dynamic movements mean you can interact with vehicles specifically in a very cool way. I'm going to save some of that gas for when we get to Warzone 2.0, but it's really exciting.
All right, vehicle details to come. But now, guys, let's talk about equipment. Obviously, Call of Duty, crazy sandbox, a lot of cool toys to play with. Joe, what are some of the new dynamite new items that we're going to be throwing at each other and equipping and using in all sorts in the next game?
I mean, you saw some cool stuff in the trailer. You saw the drill charge. You saw the shock stick. One of the other cool ones you saw is the inflatable decoy. And this is a mine that you can throw out, and it basically sits there. And if a player gets close to it, it auto-deploys.
Eso es multijugador, creo, ¿no?
Basically inflates like a car airbag going off. And it faces the person that triggered it, and so it's a great distraction technique.
Las escopetas se ven súper realistas, ¿ya? Y lo que es el radar de pulsaciones se ven también súper realistas.
we added all this equipment into this game. And
Eso sí, los gráficos de este juego va a ser buenísimos.
I want to go clean house, but I don't want to deal with all the shit inside. So I'm going to hit the DDoS, boom, it's going to shut down everything, and I can move in, and clear that room.
Cámara.
You saw the heartbeat sensor is back. It's got a new
Mira
look, but it
eso.
also has a battery as a balancing mechanic, so you can't use it indefinitely in Warzone.
No, esto va a ser una completa locura. Cámaras para saber dónde van a estar los enemigos también. Tú la vas a poder implantar.
You can put out a lot of them, and even you can patch into your teammates, so you can. It gets a little crazy.
Yeah, kind of like a sticky GoPro, but will actually mark your enemies for your team.
Yeah.
So it's. I expect to see a lot of fun.
There's so
many with that today.
So many toys and new tools that we just want players to get in and play with. I think there's something like 13 field upgrades, between Warzone and Core MP, and it's pretty awesome.
Oh my god! Until they all get DDoS. All this talk about equipment, it reminds me. I mean, that's one element to look at now, but we've also got Gunsmith, brand new Gunsmith. Guys, what can you tell me about it, and how will it change the way that we level our weapons and manage them? I mean, what's going on there?
Yeah, so the new Gunsmith allows players to build out their weapons more smoothly than ever before. We put out some videos yesterday for the Intel drop. I hope people dig into those if you want a better look at Gunsmith 2.0. But we're really looking at unprecedented opportunities for weapon customization. And the new weapon platforming will actually allow players to unlock universal attachments through cross progression.
Tema de armamento.
Really positive feedback from the community yesterday. This is sort of intended to, decrease the grind. You're no longer unlocking every single attachment for every single weapon. There will be some shared attachments through progression. And I'm really excited to see the streamers and the content creators jump into this today. I know we all love the gun bench from 2019, so it's exciting.
This does sound amazing. So we've been hearing a little bit about weapon platforms and shared attachments. This is very, very cool stuff. Can you dive into those details, though, Joe? I mean, what can we expect?
Yeah, I can add a little bit of what Stephanie said. We had this vision last game with Gunsmith. And we were like, okay, what if you could take an assault rifle and you could make it an SMG? And that was our driving kind of like motivator for that system. And we kind of hit that. You could take it functionally through attachments, but the weapon name wouldn't change, and we couldn't change the receiver. And really, that's the key thing this game is you can go into Gunsmith, you can set up an AK-47 assault rifle with a thermal optic, with a suppressor, with a grip. And then you can say, you know what, I want to change up the playstyle of this gun. You can swap out the receiver to the AK-74U, make it an SMG, but you can keep that optic, that suppressor, that grip, they all come with. And to what Stephanie said, we have shared attachments within these platforms. We have branching progression. You unlock those guns by playing with other guns. And then we have shared attachments across all guns. And it's all to hit this vision of I'm building up an arsenal of weapons and an arsenal of attachments. I'm sitting down to my gun bench, and I'm going to make the perfect weapon for me.
I think maybe the simplest way to think about it is a gun tree, and each time you hit a branch, that's a receiver, and they grow out of that.
Yeah, and that's we wanted to ground that in reality. Functionally, a receiver is based in that, changing the weapon type, and I think it provides a really seamless experience for players looking to build out the perfect weapon for a multitude of play styles. So you're going to be able to jump into that platform and customize however you want for.
Quiero ver otro tráiler, quiero ver algo de esos.
And,
o quiero ver cómo va a ser el Call of Duty Warfare 2 también.
Weapon Vault in action today, which is the entirely unlocked Platform 1, the M4, the Mic 4.
Esos son para las personas que compren el Vault Edit.
Maintains its aesthetic properties across all corresponding attachments. So we've heard you talk about the Frankenprint. This is our answer. It's an extremely rare. This is a huge, project for our teams to design these, but it is the ultimate weapon blueprint. And even better, you can unlock the entire Cinder weapon vault with the Vault Edition of Modern Warfare 2. Available in beta.
Available in beta, so we can rock with that thing all weekend long. Okay, so Gunsmith looks incredible. Okay, I'm excited. I cannot wait to get into this one soon. Our streamers are going to get into this one soon as well. But first, guys, we need to talk about maps and modes. We've got our tools to play with, equipment, weapons, maps and modes, though. Let's get into this one. Let's get into the design team, the philosophy, I suppose, behind building out maps. Jeff, this is for you.
Yeah, right from the start, we knew we wanted to build another big map, not only for Battle Royale, but also for this other mode that we've been working on for quite a long time.
I read about that on the internet.
Yes.
But, when you lay out these big maps, it's kind of a collection of all these little POIs, these points of interest. And within each of these, we've really fine-tuned that they can play core,
quiero ver cuáles son los que van a jugar como tal así.
Ground War, and a bunch of others really well. And so you know, stepping back from this large map and looking at how much open world sandboxy gameplay that we have, we looked back at our 6v6 maps and really tried to refine and make them a tighter experience to contrast all this big world kind of exploratory gameplay. So the maps for 6v6, in comparison to the last game, they're just a little bit more straightforward, a little bit more refined, and I think fans will really enjoy how quick they play.
That sounds...
A lot of diversity in those maps as well. A lot of visual variety.
¿Qué van a lanzar? ¿Qué van a lanzar?
I think they feel really clean.
Guys, you're moving me.
No sé, ese contenido que se viene de Warzone 2 es... Todo lo que se viene, hasta quiero verlo otra vez como para ver qué quiero platicar de ese contenido.
Team, can you give me some details on Sarif Bay?
So Sarif Bay is this little fishing town in the south coast of our big map, and we picked this because it has such a great mix of gameplay. It's right on a harbor, so we get to show off all our boats and our new amphibious APC, and you know, swimming, as we've already said. But what you get inside the town is this really intense urban combat.
Pero no los mapas de Call of Duty.
And all this great rooftop combat, and mixed with our ledge hang, you get these really cool parkour combat action happening.
Yeah, I love how you describe the rooftops there on this map specifically as like a separate ecosystem. You can kind of migrate that entire vertical.
You can go up there and just hang out and fight other snipers.
All right, well, that looks fantastic, Jeff. Okay, so that's one of our larger maps. What about some of the 6v6 maps? I think we have some footage of one of the new maps that we're going to be seeing today, named Mercado Las Almas. Do you mind giving us some details on this one?
Sure. Mercado
Las Almas
is a little street market in a historic section.
Va a ser otro de los mapas.
Our story behind this is the authorities have some intel that narcotics are being smuggled out of a warehouse, and they're going in trying to find and seize them. This map plays really fast,
fruta y verduras. Esto es un mapa como que de Latinoamérica, ¿oyeron?
Very dangerous neck of the woods, so watch out when you're playing in the beta. It plays fast.
Cannot wait, really cannot wait. Looks fantastic, and again, interesting to see you know, how that ties into campaigns and whatnot. All sorts of fun and games ahead of us. Looks amazing. Battle maps, core maps, 6v6. All this looks fantastic. But let's go back to modes. We've seen some maps. What about the modes being played on battle maps? We will have the return of Ground War, but we've got a new large-scale mode that you've alluded to, right? Let's talk Invasion.
So Invasion it's a big war map. It's Big War TDM, or we affectionately call it the ship.
Invasión. Va a ser un juego.
20 players, but there's also 20 AI on each team. AI are coming in fast roping. They're coming in on medium birds. And it's this.
Lo llamaron estilo de juego también, Invasión. Van a haber varios estilos de juego, ¿oyeron?
He's not barking at you. He's not saying like, "Hey, get to B." You know, they're taking C. You can kind of play it how you want to play it. You sit up on a rooftop and snipe. You can grab a shotgun and go room clearing. If you push too far into the enemy's base, AI will come hunt you. But we've also been really conscious of where we put AI in multiplayer. We didn't put AI in kill streaks or anything like that because we don't want AI showing up in search and destroy. We don't want AI in domination. This mode, though, however, was built for AI. And it's a super fun mode. Can't wait for people to try it.
Kind of a funny aside, you know, we took the name Ground War from a playlist in MW2, and that was just large-scale TDM and DOM. And we kind of did the DOM in the last game, and now we're able to add kind of the sandbox TDM, and so we're kind of completing the cycle of that old playlist.
Yeah.
Well, this large-scale stuff looks amazing. This looks so awesome. And okay, so what about the new 6v6 modes? Just keep dialing it in closer and closer. Steph, what have we got?
Yeah, so we also have 2 new 6v6 modes that you're going to be seeing here played today, and they will be in beta in Prisoner Rescue.
Este era el modo de juego más o menos que les estaba comentando.
Prisoner Rescue. Okay, let's go into Prisoner Rescue first, Joe.
So Prisoner Rescue is an attack and defend mode. It's a round-based mode. The defenders have 2 prisoners. They're kind of spread out.
No hay respawn.
Keep hold of them. The goal of the attackers is to get to those prisoners, pick them up, and carry them to exfil. When you pick them up, you enter what's called a wounded carry, where they're up on your shoulders and you can't use your primary weapons. Instead, you have to use a pistol if you
Esto va a ser un modo de juego en equipo como tal. Van a tener que rescatar o pues
radar sweep for their team, so they can call out where the defenders are. And the objective icon over the prisoner goes away.
Van a tener que rescatar al rehén. Eso va a ser como estilo así, atraco, por así decirlo.
pushing like mode once you grab that prisoner and try and get them
Sí,
out.
pero se vienen
That hero
varias
run,
cositas, ¿no? Varios estilos de juegos diferentes. No solamente va a ser así duelo por equipos o algo por el estilo. No, van a haber varios estilos de juego dentro del modo Warfare.
Also sort of the strategic revives that happen. There is a revive mechanic, and so you are able to pick up your teammates, and I've seen some pretty wild comebacks in our playtest so far.
It was a lot of fun. We got to play a tiny bit yesterday. It was amazing. Incredibly fun, and I know the community is going to love diving into it over the next week. Okay, I can hardly believe that there's actually a lot more content to get through, but there's one more thing I have to bring up. I have the honor of officially announcing that third-person view is finally coming to Modern Warfare 2. What are the details behind this one? We got a little teaser of it on stage from Patro, but what are the details?
Yeah, you saw a little hint of it in the trailer, too. It's been a pet project for us, right? We've always wanted to do third person, and all while we're working on all this other stuff.
Se va a poder jugar en tercera persona.
The cool thing is that it's a modifier on our game, right? We can just turn on third person. In the beta, we're playing it in Hardpoint, but we want to try it post-launch in S&D. Playing it in Hardpoint. There's a water camera, there's an interior camera. You can feel the weapon shake when you're firing with it, and it's just, we've put a lot of work.
Por lo que veo, porque se paró un poco, fue que se va a poder jugar un sistema de juego en tercera persona.
Sexy skins and everything. This is a lot of information, Steph. Like, there's a ton here.
I tried to warn you. They were delivering
no sé cómo vaya a hacer eso, de verdad. El tema de la tercera persona.
And I said we were going to be bold with this beta, and we are, but there's even more to come at launch. So this is just a taste.
How is this just a taste? How can there be even more? I mean,
we haven't even got to Warzone yet.
Not even okay. Okay, so what about this year's third mode?
So I'm happy to say that Special Ops will return as our third mode, and will be focused on two-player missions, asymmetrical in game design. So think one player on air support, one player on the ground, and I think the OG fans will be really excited because we've looked at, you know,
eso va a ser lo bueno, pues que va a haber varios sistemas pues de modo de juegos como tal. No se van a enfrascar solamente como que en los mismos. Va a cambiar bastante.
So we'll be talking more about Special Ops in the months to come.
Steph, you're saying I should be looking now for a Special Ops partner.
Sitting right next to you.
Yes, you are indeed. Well, I'm all set then, Stephanie. I do believe we have one more surprise for PlayStation players out there. What's that?
Indeed we do. Let's roll the clip.
Ajá. Ese va a ser uno de los operadores. Call of Duty Modern Warfare y Warzone 2.0. Mira eso. Yo creo que ese va a ser el principio de los operadores. No, está muy bueno, está brutal. Operador. Preorden. Mira eso. Esto es como que un regalito de la PlayStation.
Will receive an exclusive operator, Oni. Oni is a warrior and gun for hire, descended from centuries-old samurai clan and torn between country and family, just like me. This is such an awesome-looking operator, guys. Oni is going to be playable on day one for all who pre-ordered through the PlayStation Store. Plus, he comes with a high-level weapon blueprint, playable in multiplayer and Warzone 2.0. Steph, badass.
Oni is awesome. I myself am a PlayStation player, and so I will be becoming Oni main day one for this game. And it's been really awesome to see our narrative team building out his lore, really bringing this operator to life with the creation of his backstory, his motives. And I think the art team absolutely crushed it with this skin. He is so cool looking.
All right, Stephanie, we keep talking about all the things that, you know, we have to look forward to, but we are missing quite a big one here. We're missing the start of the beta. So for anyone who wants to get an early first-hand look at Modern Warfare 2, and trust me, you definitely want to, it is
aquí están los días pues de cuando va a ser la beta. Para las personas del 16 al 17 que juegan en PlayStation y compraron el juego anticipado, podrán jugarlo. La beta normal para PlayStation será de 18 al 20. Y pues lo que compraron el juego y tienen crossplay, que son Xbox, PC y PlayStation también, será del 22 al 23. dólares. Así que bueno, la preorden que sería el Bolt Edition para la beta.
And don't forget that if you digitally pre-order Modern Warfare 2, you also get up to a week early of campaign access. So wait, campaign a week early. All right, folks. I hope you enjoyed that first
la campaña.
Modern Warfare 2's multiplayer. Don't forget, you're going to get to see it live and in action in a few short minutes with our crazy.
Para los que no sepan, se podrá jugar la campaña una semana antes de que salga el multijugador de Call of Duty. Claro, las personas que compraron lo que es el Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
Brought to you by Mountain Dew, official drink of Modern Warfare 2. Little Caesars, a proud partner of Call of Duty Next.
Han traído información buena. De verdad que sí, han traído buena información.
Official peripheral partner of Call of Duty. Play like a pro on the big screen with 144Hz VRR and AMD FreeSync, now on TCL's 6 Series TVs. Prime Gaming. Visit gaming.amazon.com today and start claiming your free content.
Bueno, señores.
200 creators
Miren, miren, miren.
on site, marching down the green carpet with one mission in mind: to be the first players to play Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
Los jugadores y streamers.
So much in this game. There is almost too much. This is like one of those days where I enter and my hopes are so high.
And what are you looking forward to most when it comes to Warzone 2?
Prisoner rescue.
I'm looking forward to using that inflatable soldier decoy to mess a lot
Qué loco, mira cómo fue.
I'm honestly here just to learn as much as I can to prep for Old Men of Optic because those guys are very old now.
So maybe some OG maps coming back.
A map that everyone can play.
Honestly, give me a broken shotgun.
Aidan.
Game mode and Mountain Dew flavor combo.
Search and destroy Code Red.
Capture the flag, Code Red.
If I'm going hard with the boys on a long night at S&D and I'm trying to get some nasty in-game comms, I'm drinking.
Van a repartir regalos y todo.
Terminal or high rise?
Easy terminal.
Ooh, terminal. Most people have
Terminal versus Rise.
Terminal, 100%. I just replayed that recently and I realized that spawn trapping is horrendous.
Easy.
Straight.
High rise.
High rise.
Terminal.
What's your favorite flavor of Mountain Dew?
I've grown up on Code Red, so it's still Code Red for me.
Honestly, I like the basic one, just Mountain Dew itself.
Dang, I was gonna pick Code Red too.
Can I get a second one?
All right.
Baja Blast.
Starting October 17th, unlock dual double XP, COD points, and also an exclusive Mountain Dew skin in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 when you buy specifically marked Mountain Dew.
Mira ese comercial, Dios mío. Ah, el Aidan robando cámaras, ¿ah?
Welcome back to Call of Duty Next. The Mountain Dew green carpet. God damn, it was beautiful.
Ya quiero que muestren el multijugador.
Incredibly well-dressed people up there, and some definitely not. Sweaty t-shirts abound. But here we go. Welcome back to Call of Duty Next, friends. We promised it was coming up, and now the wait is over. It is time to talk about Warzone 2.0. We got a glimpse of some Warzone 2.0 in the multiplayer reveal trailer earlier today, and it does look awesome. However, we need some true experts to help out.
Ross, Warzone 2.0.
Joe Seacott is joining us.
Le van a llamar Warzone 2.0.
Game director at Infinity Ward. Joe, how are we feeling? We ready to party here? I mean, this is a lot. We need to know everything. Warzone 2.0. Stephanie, the world cannot wait.
It feels crazy for me to be up here revealing.
Te viene información de Call of Duty Warzone.
I IW as a fan of the game, and so this moment is absolutely
2.0.
for me.
Ahora es 2.0.
Warzone 2.0 is everything that we loved about the original Warzone, right? Where it's based on the same experience that we all had, that fun, all of those moments, and it's a return to shared tech across the universe for Modern Warfare 2, and that's going to create a really streamlined player experience. And I think the key innovations that we discussed for multiplayer, those all exist across Warzone 2.0 as well. So we're bringing it back. It's all connected. It's the same world, and I think the players are going to love it.
Oh my good God. Real excited about this one. Again, there's a lot in this one, Jack. Where do we go from here?
So MW2 and Warzone 2 have been developed side by side since the beginning, right? Since we started down this road, and they're part of the same universe. Like Stephanie said, they share the same mechanics, the same weaponry, and even more
Infinity War.
But the centerpiece of all this, of course, is the new map that we've been working on since 2020 with teams across the globe. It brings together our philosophies on map design. It brings together new technologies in order to do it, and lots of artwork to make it happen. And we've learned so much from players experiencing Verdansk and playing in Verdansk over the first few years of Warzone, and we're really excited for them to land in Al Mazrah with their squad. There's a wide variety of points of interest for players to explore in this map, and we're really looking forward to seeing everybody in there.
Well, here we go, a brand new map to explore and traverse. I cannot wait. Stephanie, let's take a look.
That's right, Miles. Welcome to Al Mazrah. This is
Mira,
our
el
new
mapa.
map for Warzone 2.0.
¡Oh, sí va a ser el mapa
It
de
is
Warzone
a
2.0!
really interesting mix of geography. It is
El mapa de
expansive
Warzone
desert settings with a
2.0.
mix of industrial areas, towns, a city, and of course water. And
No me lo
looks
puedo
way
creer.
better
Mira
on
cómo
the
va a ser
screen
de
than it did
grande.
on
Claro, yo les había dicho. Yo les había dicho.
But you're gonna find a lot of really cool
Que tiene que ser algo de desierto porque va a haber una tormenta de arena. Así es el mapa de Warzone 2.0. Dios mío. Esto va a ser sumamente raro, yo. Y espero que nos guste, de verdad. Se la están jugando todas. Espero que nos guste.
And it's a great way to see it from a sort of top-down layout, but let's take a better look at some of these
Ese mapa me da como, no sé, como raro. Partes del mapa. Esto ya es Warzone, señores. Warzone 2.0, parte del mapa. Warri.
And so as the team works through these, they're trying to find some variety on each point of interest to make them something that the players will want to drop.
¡Mira, esto es Dawn! ¡Eso era Dawn! ¡Eso era Dawn del mapa de Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3! Es de 2019, eso era Dawn.
Whether it be the big city that's up the top right, and whether they want to explore that, or whether they want to work in some of our POIs where we have water intersecting
Mira eso.
geometry here. So we have in this
iSports.
one,
¡Oh, por Dios! ¡Eso es aeropuerto! ¡Parte de aeropuerto! Para ver ciertas cosas del Modern Warfare 3 también. ¡Dios mío! ¡Van a haber varios mapas! Esta parte inundada. Dios. No, este mapa está... Es un safari completo, te voy a decir.
Other people who are not us play Warzone 2.0, and so I'm just very curious where you think everyone's gonna immediately drop today.
No, esto me emocionó bastante. Vi dos partes de mapas de Call of Duty antiguos. Era el Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 que salió la parte del mapa de Dome, ciertas partes, ¿no? Y lo que es aeropuerto también de Modern Warfare 3. Dios mío, qué loco. Gracias a Dios me jugué. Ese fue uno, creo que de mis primeros Call of Duty que jugué, que fue el Modern Warfare 3, pero desde el 2019. Después que supe que existía Call of Duty, porque sí, comencé a jugar el Call of Duty Modern Warfare, que era el 2, el 3, y bueno, ustedes ya saben ya.
I mean, the super simple answer is all the stuff we talked about in multiplayer, the stuff you saw in the multiplayer trailer.
Mira cómo es el mapa.
It's all integrated. So that tactical camera works in Warzone, that decoy mine works in Warzone. Like, it's all of it's been built from the ground up for both. The slide, the dive, the water, like.
More swimming.
Yeah.
En el agua.
This is a great taste of some of the water combat.
Tío, yo no sé si de verdad mi computadora va a resistir tanto. Eso te lo no sé, de verdad, no sé.
Yeah, the rendering team made some work, so you come out, you're looking all wet.
Yeah. You see the caustics on the bottom.
Yep.
I'm not even sure what caustics are. I have no idea, but it sounds great and it looks incredible.
You can see the armored patrol boat coming by there with its two turrets. There's some cool stuff.
So I'm glad you brought up vehicles. Steph, you touched on vehicles a little bit earlier. What can we talk about? You know, we've seen boats, we've seen tanks, we've seen all sorts. Jack, what have we got?
So we've implemented a new physics and handling model for the vehicles. So some vehicles are heavier, some will slide more, have more traction or less traction. And as you're driving them around,
Estas son la parte de los vehículos.
playing with them, you can choose to shoot off the tires.
El vehículo, como va a ser Warzone 2.0.
They react to explosive differently based on their weight.
Esto es sumamente actualizado.
Armored 4x4 and get hit by an RPG, it's going to kind of
También se podrá colocar minas en el agua.
You can also choose with your squad to be rolling into a POI and somebody jumps out on the roof, somebody leans out the window, and suddenly you got yourself a lot of firepower driving into the POI. Of course, that vehicle needs to survive for quite some time in the map if you want to keep using it to go from point to point. And vehicles will run out of gas, or at least most of them will run out of gas, and then you can bring them to a gas station to fill them up. If your tire's been blown up, you can get out and repair it, or you can bring it to a gas station to get repaired as well. And of course, we've got water vehicles, we've got a small boat, we've got the boat that Joe mentioned with the turret at the front, turret at the back, so you can have that little moment cruising up the river with your whole squad ready to rumble. So yeah, there is so much love that's gone into these vehicles.
Forgot the coolest vehicle.
The coolest vehicle?
The massive helicopter that you can fly around. And it's a moving platform with 3
¿Qué?
doors. And you can move a whole squad through the map.
What?
Wreak havoc.
¿Será que van a poner a los creadores de contenido, los streamers, a jugar Warzone 2.0? No sé, me da como que miedo a esa parte. Quiero ver más que todo lo que es Warzone 2, pero también quiero ver lo de Call of Duty. ¿O será que no lo van a poner a jugar todos? Yo creo que esto va a cerrar con trailer oficial de COD Mobile.
Well, I hope the gas prices in Almaz are okay. I feel like there's a lot going on in Warzone 2.0, and my head is quite frankly spinning. What other massive changes have we got in store? Because it feels like there's so much that's changed. Is it still a gulag? Do we still have circles? Is it still gas? I know there are guns, but do we shoot them? What's happening?
Well, what do you want to jump into first? Oh, Stephanie, go ahead.
We've made some pretty sweeping changes, I think, to the high-level components of Warzone 2.0 to continue providing players with both a dynamic and rewarding VR experience. But Warzone 2.0, you're going to hear it over and over again today. It's about fun. This is about playing with your friends, having fun, friends new and old. Maybe you're making them in game. And I think one particular feature that I cannot wait to see the streamers engage with will be our prox chat.
Yes.
So it's coming. It will be in Warzone, and there is going to be some amazing clips. But I think Joe can tell us a little bit more about looting in Warzone 2.0. I'm listening to that.
Streamers love prox chat.
They're like, yes.
In looting in Warzone 2.0, we still have the humming crates. You can still travel around and listen for those. We still have the loose loot on the ground, but we wanted to add a layer of learnability and logic to our looting, right? So if you're outside, if you're a little kid, you fall down, you hurt your knee, and your mom's gonna go inside, go to the medicine cabinet and get you something a Band-Aid, Neosporin, whatever. So that's our looting. If you need health items, you can hit a bathroom in a building and there'll be a medicine cabinet, you can open it up. If you want to get loadout items, there are these hidden caches throughout in between the POIs that are in ground, and you can memorize where they are because they're always there. So you can kind of start to develop these paths through the map of how you loot. And there's this logic applied to looting. You can find toolboxes that'll have grenades and things in them. And you find these other crates that are kind of like, it's as if the military that occupied the space came through and dropped off military items. Those crates are always there. So you can always have this reliable layer to looting.
Incredible. This sounds really exciting. We go on a road trip through Al-Mazrah, quite literally have a route we plan, hit the gas station,
pick up
gas
snacks.
up, pick up snacks, pick up ammo and all sorts. Okay, cool. So what about circle mechanics? I mean, this is obviously a huge component of BR's, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, the circle's been a staple of BRs. It's been really hard to move away from it, so we kind
El
of
mapa de Warzone 2.0. Así va a ser.
So we've got this new mechanic where the circle can actually split, almost like a cell splits
Ajá.
into 2, 3, or
Hacer
even 4
la
circles.
zona.
And then those circles kind of close down. And what it does is it segregates teams, and you have these micro battles in those circles. And at a certain point, you're like, okay, we've cleared out our circle. We think we're good. And then those circles merge. They come back together. And
No sé si es lo que estoy entendiendo de verdad, pero se va cerrando la zona por varios lados y después se va uniendo. Va a haber multicírculos, como una tormenta de arena, ¿no?
Crazy. Get in the car, we're going now. Go.
Dios mío.
Apart from circle splitting, what about the gulag? Is that still around? I mean, there's so much change, man. I mean, I'm ready for it, but Joe, what do we got?
The gulag, we've been experimenting with. We've tried some crazy things with the gulag, but the
El gulag.
version of the gulag that we
Así va a ser el gulag.
We're excited people to play is you're not in there.
Gulag de Warzone 2.0.
Have this temporary alliance with another opponent in the map, and you have to work together, and if you can defeat the other team, you can get out. And after that, you guys are enemies again. But for that moment,
nos
it's
están
like,
preparando,
all right,
señores,
we
nos
need each
están
other.
preparando.
Let's do this. You use the proximity chat to talk to each other. And the other thing we've been playing around with is you may see a little bit of an AI presence in the gulag. So you have to be on your toes. Like you're working with an enemy, there might be an AI here, you're picking up weapons. And we're excited for people to try it. And
yeah, we're gonna get feedback today too, and like Joe said, we've been through some pretty wild.
Algo me dice que van a estar jugando Warzone 2.0. Una partida la van a jugar. Hágame caso, lo van a jugar.
Jack, I have heard of a new concept coming to Warzone 2.0 called Strongholds. That will include AI that may impact how players get their weapons, etc. Can you clue me into what that's all about and if it's even true?
Absolutely. So strongholds are reinforced buildings that the AI is occupying inside Al Mazrah in BR. And the players can choose whether or not they want to engage with them and assault them to get cool rewards, including free loadout items, which is one of the new ways that we're adding for players to get their hands on their best weaponry. We've worked really hard to bringing AI at scale into Warzone 2, and you're going to encounter them in multiple modes in different ways. In BR specifically, they're in these strongholds, and if you get to a stronghold, you can find the location of a black site, which is going to have even cooler stuff in it, and you can fight your way from one to the next. But in other modes, you're going to find the AI occupying large portions of the map and just kind of protecting different POIs in different ways.
Unreal. Okay, so we've all heard the rumors that Warzone 2.0 is going to have some very, very interesting new modes. Would you care to confirm or deny Stephanie Snowden?
It's finally time. I have read about some new modes on the internet recently, but one of the most exciting things about Warzone 2.0 is confirmation that an all-new sandbox experience is coming at launch. I am happy to announce DMZ, Call of Duty's extraction mode, will arrive with Warzone 2.0 at launch later this year. I played DMZ for the very first time on my first day at IW, and to this day, playing it nonstop, the possibilities with this game mode blow my mind.
So DMZ. I can also confirm that DMZ is real. We're not going to go into depth on it today because we do have to keep some stuff in reserve. What I can tell you, though, is we've created a rich sandbox where you can define your own win condition. You infiltrate Al Mazrah, you accomplish your goals, and then you decide to extract when the time is right. It is played across the whole map, and the AI is occupying large sections of the map, and they are lethal opponents, and they do command your respect. You have to watch out for them. You have to work with your team.
MZ no es como que otro Call of Duty que quieren lanzar.
And then on top of all this, you can choose which mission you want to accomplish, or you can chase after a variety of activities in the world. And you can play this differently depending on your playstyle. You can go loud, like I always do. You can go quiet, or you can hunt other players or avoid them entirely. Or you could just decide, hey, I'm going to explore the secrets of Al Mazrah and see what's there.
Loot up, exfil, it's totally up to player choice there, and I'm really excited about the full scale of what we're delivering for this chapter, and we want players to have an amazing experience in Warzone 2.0. We've been listening to the conversations in the community, specifically around small maps, ricochet, anti-cheat, ranked play, and beyond. And trust me, although we're touching on some of the core updates to the overall Warzone 2.0 experience today, and mostly focusing on BR, there will be more news to share over the coming months. This is only the beginning for Warzone 2.0.
Hablando del tema de el anti-chip, ¿no? El ricochet.
And DMZ in my life ASAP. Stephanie, when?
Warzone 2.0 will be free to play for everyone on November 16th. With the start of Season 1
fechas oficiales.
Warfare 2. Mark your calendars, that's about 2 weeks after after Modern Warfare 2
fecha oficial de Warzone 2.0.
million players in the original Warzone, and I cannot wait to see all of you and hopefully more of you in Al Mazrah for this experience.
And you will have a chance to see a Warzone 2 Battle Royale Alpha playtest happening right here behind us very, very soon.
Yeah, the streamers are hot to trot. They're raring to go. We will see all of you in Al Mazrah on November 16th. But don't go anywhere just yet. Stick around, because when we come back, you'll see just what Warzone looks like when it's built up from the ground for mobile. You're not going to want to miss this, I promise. Then, after that, we have live gameplay coming at us with all of our friends set up across each and every Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer. We've got Warzone 2.0.
Van a jugarlo. Ahora sí. Van a jugar.
Put it here, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go too far.
Call of Duty Next, brought to you
by
the
ya.
GMC Hummer EV pickup, the world's first all-electric super truck.
Hummer.
Intel, built for the next generation of gaming. Squad up sooner with Xfinity rewards. Get early access to Modern Warfare 2's open beta. Jack Links. Squad up with Sasquatch.
No se van a preparar, van a jugar
good with it.
unas partidas de Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
Leading designer in gaming furniture and proud partner of Modern Warfare 2.
Prepárate. Oh, mira quién está ahí. No puede ser. ¿Están viendo lo que yo estoy viendo? ¿Están viendo lo que yo estoy viendo? Qué gráfico, señores. Lo que estamos esperando. Ya va, no voy a decir nada hasta verlo bien. No voy a decir nada hasta verlo bien. More players. Esto es COD WARZONE Mobile. Verdansk. Mira eso, Dios mío. Esto es Verdansk. Obviamente es Verdansk. El estadio. WARZONE Mobile, señores. Capitán Price. ¿Qué tráiler se han lucido esta gente con esto? El Gulag. Es lo que es la... No, no, no. WARZONE Mobile. Ya está listo. Se viene, señores, Call of Duty WARZONE Mobile. El trailer oficial.
We got Warzone 2.0 and Modern Warfare 2 already good to go. But finally, we're hitting something new here. Coming into mobile, we got Warzone.
¿Están viendo lo que acaban de confirmar? Call of Duty Warfare 2, Warzone 2 y Warzone Mobile. Y en el mapa de Verdansk.
Call of Duty Warzone Mobile. This is the real thing and it's on your phone.
Yo no sé cómo voy a hacer. Miren, miren. ¡Qué locura! Vamos a estar recordando tiempos de Verdansk en el teléfono, lo que queríamos siempre. No puede ser. No, es que no me lo puedo creer. WARZONE Mobile. Se ve igualito, se ve estupendo. Mira esos gráficos en el teléfono, en tu dispositivo móvil. Mira eso. Superstore, TV Station, ciertos lugares lo vamos a poder apreciar en el teléfono.
You know, the team has a passion for delivering the most authentic Call of Duty experience possible for mobile devices. From the way you aim and move to the weapon handling and the control responsiveness, all these critical little details combine to make Call of Duty Warzone Mobile feel best in class. We've made sure that the physics, the feedback, the sights and sounds, all those essential little touches are smooth and accurate. It's about creating an experience that's so true to form. You can imagine that dirt compressing under the soles of your boots with every move. Or imagine those tiny shockwaves of recoil moving through your entire body with every shot. In Warzone Mobile, these are the kind of details that we care
Vamos a recordar unos tiempos impresionantes.
That makes me really emotional, Chris. And you know,
no veo la hora de jugarlo ya, o sea, quiero jugarlo.
To detail, and it's finally paying off. Now, when I think of Call of Duty Warzone, I think about strategy.
Absolutely. There's a lot more going on than pure gunplay. For example, when you're out there exploring a map and evading the gas circle collapse,
el gas, los remates.
pull off a finishing move. It's like ultimate bragging rights.
Mira eso. La caja. Va a estar todo, va a estar todo. Exactamente todo, el loadout, todo. Esto es gameplay oficial, señores. Gameplay oficial de Call of Duty Warzone Mobile.
I really like that you brought that up, because if you're talking about risk and reward, I think about the kill streaks. I think about the gulag. Are they going to be there too?
Yes. Everything you come to expect from Warzone, it's going to be there, especially kill streaks. This means you can deploy your big stick of choice, like, you know, a precision airstrike. You might be able to wipe out an entire squad with it. So, not so fortunate for them, but they're not necessarily down for the count either.
El gulag. No, el gulag está. Vamos a ver el antiguo gulag.
You go down, you get to fight one-on-one with another down player, and you can earn your way back into battle.
Lo que es aeropuerto. Oh, por Dios. Ojalá que las armas estén súper bien. 120 jugadores.
To make sure each match is jam-packed with our signature style of combat. So we are supporting up to 120 live players.
120 jugadores en lo que es esto. Ajá, ajá. Esto es muy importante.
120 players. Or do you mean bots? Because
jugadores
like
o bot.
Royale games on mobile, they're usually loaded up with boring bots.
Well, we believe it's critically important and a lot more fun to play with real live.
Todos los jugadores van a ser jugadores reales. 120 jugadores reales. Van a ser solamente jugadores reales.
And real human emotions. That is Call of Duty Warzone Mobile.
And we hear you in the crowd.
Estupendo, estupendo.
And absolutely, it is huge. And I don't think there's a game on mobile that can top that. In terms of real player count, of course. But how are you able to even pull that off?
We can support real player counts at dramatically higher scale than we've ever seen in other Battle Royale games on mobile, because Warzone Mobile is running on advanced unified
consola móvil.
This is the same shared tech behind the console and PC versions of Warzone 2.0. It gives us a ton of advantages, like these incredibly high player counts, authentic Call of Duty combat and gameplay systems, and it opens the door to a much more connected experience across all platforms.
So when you say more connected, does that mean that Warzone Mobile will share content and features that will be in the console and PC version of Warzone 2.0?
Exactly. Delivering a deeply connected experience, it's been a strategic pillar from the beginning of development. Now, we know that your time is precious, and your investment in playing is now recognized across Modern Warfare 2, Warzone 2.0, and Warzone Mobile. So wherever you're playing Call of Duty, it is time well spent.
Todo va a estar. Dios mío, lo van a unir todo. Call of Duty Warfare 2, Warzone 2 y lo que es Warzone Mobile, lo van a unir todo.
Now, one of the coolest benefits of having this kind of connectivity is that Call of Duty Warzone Mobile is loaded up with the same authentic Call of Duty weapons and operators you'll recognize from Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2.0. And whatever you get from the Battle Pass, you will see it on console or PC. It'll also be there on your mobile device too. And the other way around works as well.
I really love to hear that. And as a matter of fact, I saw some of the same weapons and operators being shown earlier today in Call of Duty Warzone 2.0. Are you aiming to make it exactly the same on all platforms?
You know, that's a great question. So the team's incredibly
Este tema así como el gameplay como se ve, está estupendo.
Call of Duty Warzone Mobile. And we'll continue to adapt the best content and features
y puros jugadores reales
across the franchise. But at the same time, we recognize that mobile is a very unique platform. Mobile has its own flavor, advantages.
¿Será que va a tocar levelear todas las armas al máximo otra vez?
Call of Duty franchise pretty nicely. And will there be mobile specific events or content that is unique to Warzone Mobile?
Yes. Above all else, the team is committed to ensuring Warzone Mobile is a world-class, mobile-first experience right down to its core. Controls are a huge part of it. It just needs to feel natural on the device.
Se podrá descargar en PC, consola.
A lot of it comes down to tuning. And this is why we're supporting synchronous crossplay between iOS and Android platforms exclusively on mobile. And we're avoiding the imbalance that comes with crossplaying between mobile devices and consoles or mobile to PC. This allows our teams to deliver the best possible mobile gameplay experience with a unified feel. And by doing this, we don't need to compromise the tuning for any platform. This ensures a level playing field and more fun for everyone. Now, keeping those controls balanced for all player types, it's super
también te puedes montar con gente ahí.
The hardest of hardcore mobile pros, or maybe you're a console first player that's sneaking in an extra match during your lunch break. Even brand new players to the franchise who need a little help.
Será que va a haber bastante competitivo como tal.
We are committed to providing the most robust control options anywhere.
Mira toda esta información de Call of Duty Mobile.
I love that accessibility.
Esto es cuando vas a ganar la partida.
Can get in on the action for a change, but how do they sign up?
Well, it's time to get your mobile devices ready because I'm super excited to announce that starting right now, you can pre-register for your free download in the Google Play Store. Signing up means that you can be among the first to play when the game launches next year. We look forward to seeing everyone in Call of Duty Warzone Mobile.
With that being said, hey, we got Ferg on the horn, and I think he's literally the first one to pre-reg. Ferg?
Hey guys, Ferg here, and I am thrilled to be one of the first to pre-register for Call of Duty Warzone Mobile. And now you can too. Scan the QR code at the bottom of the screen to be among the first to drop. Tell your friends, because the more pre-registrations we drive, the more rewards we can earn, like special weapons, vinyls, and emblems. Plus, if we reach the top milestone of 25 million pre-registers,
Pero ¿cuándo va a ser el lanzamiento oficial de esto?
Reward you're not going to want.
Quiero que digan fechas.
What are you waiting for? Sign up using the QR code below.
Las fechas no las han dicho todavía.
We are back. It's Miles here, joined by Maven, Alicat, and Nameless Studio. What? Oh, guys, the adults have left us alone on the desk, and now it's our time to have some fun. I don't know about you guys, but okay, it's been a pretty litty day so far.
Yeah.
Where do we even start? I mean, dude, mobile, bro. It's a new era of Call of Duty.
Listen, Miles, I've been addicted to Call of Duty for over a decade. You're telling me I could be in the airport playing Warzone now? Back in Verdansk? That's lit. Also, Al Mazrah looks absolutely incredible.
Oh, it's insane. There's no shortage of crazy stuff coming my way. Ali,
Yeah.
I mean, lay it on me. Multiplayer for Warzone, for Modern Warfare 2, insane.
It's incredible. We actually got to load up with some of the players yesterday in a little bit of a pre-test, and loading into Gunsmith 2.0 was actually so aesthetically pleasing, and I think everybody at home, once they also get their hands on it, they're going to love it just as much as we do here.
Truly. Maven, my good friend, you've played more Warzone than most people on the Northern Hemisphere.
Yeah,
how you feeling?
8 hours a day for years, it feels like. It just seems fresh, man. The map, like everything about it, triple circles, the water, the boats. I mean, I was like kind of the proximity mine king for a while there, placing them under vehicles, trying to blow them up and set booby traps. And now you're telling me I could do them in not only land, but also the sea. I'm with it.
It's going to be something, man. We really have seen a lot so far today. We've seen, Warzone Mobile, of course, multiplayer there, and a bit of Warzone 2.0. Cannot wait. But guys, it's time to get into business. Let's now get into the command center. This is it. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the command center, presented by Xfinity Rewards. We're going to be rolling the show through all day today. Xfinity customers, they can start playing Modern Warfare 2 sooner with Xfinity Rewards. Visit xfinity.com/rewards to get your code for early access to the open beta. It's free and it's easy to join. Guys, I mean, every time I sit down, I take a breather, I'm like, there's so much. But first and foremost, guys, before we get into this one, there's so many streamers here. We need to give a big shout out to Intel, who's powering
Vamos a ver qué más se viene.
PCs here today.
6
Massive shout out to those guys. Clint, there are 2 PCs on every
6 por ser gameplay.
I couldn't believe it. Cloaksy is here. Like the fact that he actually made
versus
it for
6.
that, I figured they have to have something special. The fact that you have a dedicated PC to the streaming side,
Warzone Mobile gameplay.
and it's set up for this many people.
Esto.
Ridiculous.
This is incredible. It's
Ridiculous. We're actually
Van a
almost ready
lanzar
to get the gameplay, guys. I mean, Ali, you teased it
gameplay.
a little.
Drone War gameplay.
We played a tiny bit.
Van a dejar Warzone al final, creo.
My bloody desk. We got to play a tiny bit yesterday.
Yes.
It's pretty fun. But now we get to watch 200 streamers, some of the world's finest, quite literally from almost every part of the planet, coming together here in this crazy top secret location. What can we expect?
It's going to get loud. It's going to get incredibly loud. Yesterday, it was loud, and I believe like not even everybody had shown up yet. So now that we have a full building of all of these creators, all of these PCs, I'm expecting people to get up and start screaming, Miles. It's going to be insane.
Clint, we heard Courage from like headphones on. He can
Ese ninja, ¿no?
Oh, yeah, no,
Sí, ninja,
100%.
míralo.
Bobby Pop, if he's on a subtrain or something, Lord knows what that's going to sound like. But my boy Tyler Blevins, Ninja here as well. But like, I think this is a testament to how pumped up everyone gets about Call of Duty every year. Like the fact that there are this many big name streamers in attendance, we're going to see some incredible gameplay, go through the various modes. I mean, this is going to be a real treat. It really is.
I mean, and you've been around a long time in the Call of Duty world. In this venue right now, we've got streamers and players from, you know, all across North America, all, you know, South America. We've got players all over Europe, Japan, Australia, you name them. We are all over here. Mobile players everywhere. How do you describe the vibe in the room right now?
I mean, it's just incredible. It's a bunch of homies who love Call of Duty all in one room getting ready to grind. And, you know, I was talking to them earlier. I was walking around doing the round saying what up to everybody. They're going hard, right? Like, I was talking to some of the Warzone guys, Repos. He's like, I'm here to fry. Zuma's ready to go. So I'm interested to see them with these new weapons and the gunsmith, what they come up with, especially our new game modes like Prisoner. It's going to be lit.
Listen, as much as they're here for their love of Call of Duty, they're also here because they want that banger clip. Like, everybody wants, like, you know, you're trying to go out and fry some of these big names, get a clip out on social, your YouTube, whatever it's going to be. So yeah, I'm sure people are going hard in the paint or falling to their death at their Tim. I'm sure we're gonna have a couple of those.
We'll go a little bit of that later on. I think we're actually ready to hop into gameplay.
Gameplay.
One of our first here. And,
Gameplay de Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Ajá, jugadores.
Mercado, nameless.
Yeah, you know, I didn't get to
Así
play
es.
this map yesterday, but one thing I just want to point out.
Y en el mapa, ¿no? Uno de los mapas nuevos, que les he dicho que es más o menos así como que latinoamericano, ¿ah? Ya están jugando, le están dando con toda.
I think sometimes you go dev to dev, and yeah, it's like you have like your more realism, like your grays and brows. Some will have a little bit more color, but like this map.
Mercado Las Almas se llama el nuevo mapa. Esto es gameplay oficial, señores, desde las Call of Duty Next. Las personas que están jugando este juego.
It's just aesthetically pleasing.
Y Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Oye, se ve chévere, ¿yo? El multijugador lo veo bien. Quiero ver más. Ay, las armas las tienen, no las tienen leveleadas así como tal el máximo, ¿no? Están comenzando con las armas bajas. Ya están jugando. ¿Mira? La M4. Están utilizando full M4, ¿no? Se puso a campear en esa zona. Esto es como México, ¿no? Se ve como que es México. Lo que es el multijugador de Modern Warfare. Tiene 4 ventajas. Este, quería ver este.
I was on, I believe, Nate shot streaming account. I don't believe that he's here today, but I was getting disrespectful with some people on the map, and I believe that you were in my last game. And
No, el multijugador. Por lo que veo, por los momentos lo veo bien. Ahí lo marcaron. Me imagino que va a tratar de buscar una zona. 5 veces. ¡Oh, lo mataron! Lo mataron. ¿Cuáles son los equipos? Ese ninja. Está jugando, creo que modo así de que si te matan, listo, pierdes. Podrás revivirlo, ¿sí, no? Se puso tercera persona. Ah, no. Está jugando con... Ahí será Swag. Mataron a Swag. Mira. Mataron a Swag.
You saw a taste there of when you're spectating a player, you get that kind of like over the shoulder, like tactical camera view, and it just adds this insane level of like
knockout.
But like it just looks so exciting to watch. When you're enjoying like maybe seeing your teammates play or whatnot, it just looks so cool. It's a nice new feature here in the game. And sorry, Clint, this is
impresionante.
I don't think you might not know it.
Ajá, ya eliminaron a uno. Han eliminado a uno.
honestly, I was watching some of the guys play. I just
Quiero uno que lance rachas. Quiero ver las rachas como tal.
new stuff. Like I've just been looking forward to seeing what's going to be on the table. But let's see if Jack can actually step up this time. No, not going to happen. Just getting destroyed. I'm sorry.
P90 Price. Ah, lo mató con la P90.
Oh, was that too hard? He's my.
No,
oh, no.
Okay. He's doing the classic. He's going to a set. He's like,
Ah, está Mira cómo es el sistema de los controles. Estas son opciones. Gameplay. Ah, está modificando ciertas cosas.
Changes to Gunsmith and now having 5 attachments and not having, you know,
yeah, so I saw the rumblings on Twitter and stuff like that. I think it's amazing though. I mean, when
Locura.
we jumped into Modern Warfare in 2019 when they introduced the Gunsmith, it was a lot to take in, but now everybody's familiar with it, especially grinding Warzone.
Quiero ver a otros jugadores así peleando. Pero quiero ver los que hablan en español. Quiero ver los que hablan en español. Quiero ver a Kesto, quiero ver a Soka, Synapsis o Goro. Esa arma se ve algo así como que muy Black Ops, ¿no? Ah, mira, Swag. Lo mató con una Q, creo que fue. Eso sí, las armas están muy actualizadas. Eso es lo bueno ahorita, ¿sí me entiende? Que este Call of Duty va a ser como tal actualizado.
So it's going to be crazy. Even with the AK turning 74.
¿Es un Scar?
Just make some crazy different loadouts. You know some of these guys, J-God's going to have so much fun with that.
9.5 hour long attachment video from J-God.
Vamos a ver lo que hace Super Swag.
I'm so excited about that. And I want to talk about the map aesthetics for a moment and like the layout.
Si te matan de una, quedas eliminado, ¿no?
Like the new ledge, how you can jump and then you can hang off the side of the ledge.
Eso, corre, tienes que moverte ahí.
Into this game. You can jump from rooftop to rooftop and like you can jump further.
Este sistema de juego es como un poquito más campero, ¿no? Jugar como que más. Perdón.
You can make it across like the map if there's tall buildings. You can make it across the map without ever having to touch on the ground. And I think for snipers, that is going to be their absolute playground.
Victoria.
Snipers, Pamaj now, who's having a great time here. I mean, we've seen a lot.
Este juego es como jugar un poquito más campero, más preciso, con estrategia. No solamente ir a matar y listo, ¿no? Porque te maten y quedas eliminado. Hasta la siguiente ronda.
He's like, I'm going hard. I can just hear like the competitiveness in him. He's looking right.
Hizo 11 kills.
Game is not going very well for the red team right now. Pamaj's team obviously winning this one. Again, secure the grab, the money bag, hold on to that bad boy. Oh, I forgot.
¿Y qué es esto? Personas jugando con mobile.
Mobile gaming right side of your screen. We've got all of it going on. Really.
Mira, jugando Warzone Mobile.
And even courage, he may have just sworn.
Do you see the gloves on the thumb?
Yeah, they're
professionals. True professionals.
Wait, I probably need to get this.
Jugando el Warzone Mobile.
I've been grinding more mobile games.
Ah, quiero ver esto.
Do I need to get little thumb sleeves?
I think you should, yeah.
Esto es full gameplay de Modern Warfare 2. Ah, lo mataron. Creo que hay gente que tiene buenas kills. Quiero ver el sistema de slide cancel, de correr. Mira, lo electrocutaron. A corres, tiene el sprint. No. El sprint sigue no se cancela. Por lo que veo no se ha cancelado. Pero tiene que haber una manera. Tiene que haber una manera de que se cancele para poder correr más rápido. Oh, esa arma se ve buena. Una X4 o XM4. Vamos a ver qué tal es esta mujer.
And all the windows are built to be diveable through. Like that's the way the game is.
That's what Joe was kind of saying, right? Like they're seeing so much in playtesting, and Nate goes into a
Mataron.
window, like everyone spins it out.
So you think like all the
Vamos a ver si da la talla.
Oh, here we go. Butter's going to be sniping there. That's the.
Por lo que veo es chica sniper, ¿no?
That's going to be one of the M4 platforms and the sniper on the other side.
He's
and we have
the mechanic, look.
There we go, testing things out, trying to find the sneakiest, fastest way across the map.
I couldn't. I was trying
Mira, mira, mira. Eso.
No slide.
Well, that works out. Yeah, look at her face. She's just like going around.
Ah, la mataron.
Someone just runs right in front of her. That works out. Keep
La mataron.
You know what I'm noticing on this map that I actually like a lot? Not as many doors. Just running
not as many doors. I think in general is the.
Este fue uno de los mapas que vi más o menos en el tráiler. Sí, este es uno de los mapas que mostraron en el tráiler. Hay varios, ¿vieron? Hay varios jugadores jugando ya en diferentes mapas. Pero por lo que sé el multijugador, sí, está chévere, está muy bueno. Para los que no saben, estos son jugadores solamente profesionales.
Yeah, I think it's max 2 stories, I believe. I could be completely wrong there, but
hit it. Hit it.
Oh, le falló. Casi le gana, casi lo mata. Oh, la mataron. Ya está muerta. Rapidito.
I think we were in the same game too.
Yeah, I was in the back sniping.
I can't wait for the sort of like anime skins and stuff like that.
37 kills. Pero ¿quién es ese monstruo? Me muero, ahorita es Aidan. ¿Quién es ese monstruo llevando 37 kills tan rápido?
Oh, I love the perk
Because it
system.
reminds me of back in the day the specialists when you as you get kills you get more perks. As time goes on you're gonna have 2 base
Ah, le disparó. ¿Será que corriendo? ¿Cómo hace el sistema slide cancel? No entiendo todavía. 39 kills lleva. Le ha ido como que bien. No, le ha ido bien.
How vastly different it makes the gameplay, but I know for a lot of us, when you're playing like the multiplayer experience, I feel like you get a couple perks you like, and you just sort of pick those. They're your go-to. You don't really think about it, right? Like you figure that out in the first couple days or weeks of playing.
Ah, no, ya no veo la hora de verdad de ponerme a jugar ya este Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. No veo la hora. Por favor, que lanzara la beta ya mañana para PC. Sería estupendo. 41 kills lleva.
Even if it's not like class-based per se, like they want to kind of funnel it with that behind the perks. I think that's pretty dope.
But you can also
pantalla final.
So you can create it, pick your own 2 perks, your next one.
Bueno, aquí por lo menos, aquí no hay nada de trampas, no hay hackers ni nada por el estilo.
Especially when you're frying, getting that extra perk.
Pura gente legal. Oh, corre, corre, corre. ¿Quién es ese? ¿Super Evan? Sí, Super Evan. Lo imaginé. Oh, Super Evan está arrasando. No he podido ver a los jugadores que hablan en español.
Taking Jeff and Joe's thunder.
Symphony was just on screen, so.
I mean, the wagon on that boy.
What?
¿En ese ninja?
Yeah, 2 million views on TikTok, something like that. It's impressive stuff.
No alcanzo a ver bien. No, no, ese no es ninja.
Yes, it might be. It might be.
I'm watching them.
It's Brooks TikTok.
Aidan lleva 14 ahorita. Quiero ver la pantalla de Aidan. No, como ustedes saben, Aidan es uno de mis preferidos. Todavía no lo han confirmado que lleva hacks ni nada por el estilo. Todavía sigue siendo mis preferidos.
And you know, of course, we're talking about like 3-lane maps. This is one of those maps that felt like a very good hybrid 3-lane map.
Ahí está Ninja.
That does really, really well when it comes to a game with
sí.
like search and destroy. Like you have your traditional outer lanes, and
No,
they
no, no.
have
Él no es, pero el que apareció ahorita era Ninja.
chaos. It's kind of
Aidan se hizo 14 kills.
It reminds me of like a paintball range with all the walls.
Super Evan está arrasando.
So this is probably one of my favorite maps that we are playing right now in the beta testing, and as you can see, everybody is having so much fun on it. I mean, 4 and 5, everybody's doing pretty okay. It's a close game. Aiden has 14 kills. I just saw the kill board. He's on the other team.
La Vector.
He's on the stream though. He's ready to get nasty. He's going in.
Va con Vector y escopeta. No sé, ese combo no me cuadra tanto. No sé si las escopetas aquí matan de un tiro como tal. No están modificadas a alta. Y no sé, la Vector no es una de mis preferidas para comenzar ahorita. ¿Con qué arma se fue este? Esta arma se ve dura. Se ve dura, dura, dura.
Nice try, Mason. We still love you.
Oh, lo mataron.
It's such a different look. Like when we're spectating these players and they're having gunfights, stuff like the way the
Loading next player.
the sound effects, like the game has just been like it's everything we liked about MW19, all the stuff that was already there existing, and they've just been. I mean, it's Salt Bay right on top, just hammering away, sweet seasoning top to bottom.
Oh, lo mataron.
He looked very sneaky, and then he was just evaporated.
I gotta say, the bunny hop is back in full force.
Oh,
man, the bunny hop is clean. We know
¿Cuántos kills llevará ese?
Gotta give him a shout out. He's gonna be bunny
Search and Destroy, ¿no? Por lo que veo.
We got Myth on the screen here. What's he using? M4, I think.
Again, looking at these weapons, you know it's an M4, but the configuration he has,
I was using the bigger sight, the double. I forget the name of it.
¿Quién es ese?
Extra zoom.
And of course, kill streaks. Cruise missile
No
back.
es porque sea gordito, sea... ¡Mira, mira! Está lanzando un ataque. Uf. Buenísimo. Buenísimo. ¿Será que ahorita van a colocar gameplay de otros Call of Duty? Espero que sí. Ah, este se emocionó mucho hacer eso. A Swag. Vamos a ver qué va a hacer Swag. ¿Es eso como silencio? Míralo, míralo. Oh, hay otro por ahí. Sí. Buena, casi lo matan.
Yeah, this sub looks like it's dominant.
Also, all the sounds and everything when you level up guns. Oh yeah, everything is there. I mean,
Hay otro ahí. Uf. Ese especialista está muy importante, ¿viste? Que cuando marcan los jugadores en el piso. Este especialista está bueno. Creo que va a ser uno de los que lleve. Level 14 el arma ya la tiene. Desbloqueó ciertos accesorios.
And it just shows like how hyped people get for Call of Duty. I was telling you, I was like, I can't believe I still get this amped for Call of Duty after over 10 years. I don't think many things like bring everybody together like
Mira
this.
eso. ¿No le dejan cero yo? No, es que está en una posición mal. Realmente se pone en esa posición, está malísima. Y si sale así, lo van a matar rapidísimo. Está sumamente herido y va a salir.
Codnext stream, but individual streamers seeing them going through weapon loadout, seeing the operators there. So many cool changes.
Oh, lo mataron. Mira cómo puede cambiar las armas. Se fue para la siguiente clase. Tiene bastante retroceso por lo que veo cuando no están modificadas. Pero no es que sea un retroceso así tanto, pero hay que buscarle ciertas clases buenas. ¿Será que el silenciador va a ser esencial aquí?
And I will say in terms of balance of like ARs and SMGs, of course this is all of our, like our first peeks into it, but they've looked pretty balanced so far. Like the SMGs have been absolutely disgusting up close, whether the AR gets first shot or not. And at long range, the SMGs haven't been ripping as well. The recoil gets insane at that sort of range, so I feel like it looks like the gun balance as well, regardless of your attachments and
Bastantes creadores de contenido, ¿no?
coming with is fairly much there.
I love that because I mean it just feels like sometimes it turns into this one gun that can do everything.
Yeah.
Right? And I think everyone appreciates a little bit of variety. Like an AR
that's
feels like
quite
an AR.
literally what this game is, because you could change your gun up to whatever you want, right? So
well, in a way, yeah. But like I think to Ali's point, like there seems to be a little more separation between your SMGs
like I haven't seen the do-it-all gun just yet.
No, I mean, we saw Aiden, of course, on the Mountain Dew green carpet. Like, I want to broken.
¿Cuántas kills llevará este?
And I'm sure he can make it, but broken, we'll find out what that really means. Of course, as the game
like
develops, he wants a sawn off that kills people across map, that makes them move real fast. I mean, hey, who knows? Gunsmith is crazy. 2.0 even crazier.
Well, I mean,
we'll see if he can do it.
Wild. I mean, no matter how much work has gone
¡Ay,
into
lo mataron!
the nerds in the building, and this is where if anyone's gonna test some stuff, find some weird.
¿Cuánto tiempo van a estar jugando como tal este Call of Duty?
We've only scratched the surface.
Oh yeah.
We've touched it for 20 minutes. Of what people are gonna do with this gun.
That's just not enough, is it, Miles?
Eso sí, los mapas están estupendos. Los mapas están hermosos.
Chef Tony. This is one of the most famous Italian men in the world. Makes a mean stromboli. We love him.
Metal boots on the building. He's got the M4.
Metal boots.
He's gonna run this class setup from now until the next 2 years.
We're talking about it can be great to mess around with guns.
Oh, Chris Crowder. Listen, I'm not sure what's going on here. Chris has been growing some sort of beard that's happening for the first time that I've seen. He's usually very baby-faced. Now he's gonna go for
full gameplay de esto.
Maybe like being a rapper, singer.
He's a handsome
he really is. He really is.
A tiny little bit of a user interface there. If you hold a circle, whatever your sort of crouch button is when you're on a ladder.
La mañana se podrá jugar, creo que la beta en Call of Duty, pero Gameplay Extension.
Oh man, we will be playing all day, friends, all day.
You know what, the iron sights here kind of clean.
Well, I think this is great too for a lot of. I mean, people like. you saw Zenny, you know, you saw Crowder. For those who don't know, you know, they work on the CDL side. You know, they're really in the midst of stuff during the season. They don't get to come to stuff.
¿Tú te imaginas estas armas que sean iguales en Warzone 2? Van a estar un poquito complicadas. No, esto es una locura. El mapa y estos mapas que están trayendo ahorita en Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Oye, pero ¿este qué era? ¿Un bot o un jugador de verdad? ¿Este era un jugador de verdad o no sé qué pasó ahí?
We're seeing Wilson's in there as well, dude. I love that. We're gonna have a lot of fun. Chopper Gunner's back. It's called.
Sería estupendo que las personas que hablan español como Soki, Kesto, Synapsis, Ogoro y ellos se unieran y jugaran contra los que hablan en inglés, ¿no? Para ver quiénes son, pues obviamente miran quiénes son los mejores.
Yeah, I think we once the curtains go down, we're gonna dive on.
Te lleva 35 kills. Lo está destrozando. Aquí está tirando un ataque aéreo. Uf, no, esto no es un ataque aéreo. ¿Esto qué es? Llamémosle Precision. Mira, varias... ¿Qué es esto? ¡Oh! ¿Qué es esto?
That looks like the Fennec. Yeah, that's the Fennec Irons.
That boy don't recoil. What? Alright, Breadman's already found.
¿Y este mapa y toda esa zona? ¿Pero qué arma es esta?
But he's holding that thing down though. But,
He's a mouse, obviously recoil, long range. You can
Oye, oye, esto es un arma que está de locos.
Show me the hands. Show me the hands.
¿Qué?
So we played this
¿Qué?
match in the 3P mode.
Miren lo que quiere hacer.
This is a lot of fun. We saw a top down of this on socials recently, but
No, esto es un jugador estupendo.
So sad.
That sounds scary though. You hear that? That better be on my team.
I mean, he is one of the
Mira todo lo que está haciendo este hombre, ¿ah?
the tournament stuff when you're talking about mouse and keyboard players, like he is absolutely nuts with it. So not surprised to see him finding some wins in the long range battles, but
I gotta see his recoil.
Quiero ver su magia, cómo se mueve.
What's been your guys' favorite?
Honestly,
yeah, it doesn't look like
No, este hombre se mueve demasiado bien.
Honestly, this is museum.
Pero qué locura.
I mean, there's a second story. We're about to go up there now. This is where Breadman is.
Él agarró el control. Es impresionante cómo estas personas ya saben jugar estos juegos también. En un momentico le agarró el control al Call of Duty impresionante.
I'd be that guy on the team too. I'd be carrying. Yeah.
It was great. It was really great.
Mira cómo se está moviendo. Este hombre no es humano. ¿Te imaginas que se saca una nuclear? Me muero.
Literally annihilating the lobby. Yeah, let's stick with him. He's on 15 in a row. Another cruise coming in. Bang.
Tira otro ataque.
This is the Elgato replay of how this all started.
Oh, he gets two again.
Quiero ver. ¿Te imaginas que se lance una nuclear?
Oh, is it? I was about to say. He was on 15 in a row. I thought he got another one. I thought he wrapped his.
¿Tú te imaginas que se lance una nuclear a este jugador?
Oh, dude, I basically just pulled a symphony, dude, when he was casting.
Está nada, ¿oyeron? Está nada.
I thought he earned another.
Tiene todos los especialistas.
Well, last thing I saw was 15.
Ay, Dios mío, lo que se va a lanzar este jugador.
His just sounds crazy. I think it's the dubbing of audio.
It might be his stream, but either way,
It's his stream.
That boy is ripping metal.
¿Quién es este hombre? Ni siquiera lo conozco. Para que no le van a dañar la racha. Hit player. Está campeando porque sabe que va a ser algo bueno. Podría ser la primera nuclear en el juego. En Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 sería la primera nuclear. Y en vivo. Y en la Call of Duty Next. Este hombre, ¿qué le pasa? ¿No quieren que le aparezcan por estos lados? Ah, mira el espectáculo que está haciendo. Santo mío de mi Dios. ¿Cuántos lleva? Dale, hazlo rápido. Juega a sacarte algo estupendo. Que te estoy viendo yo. ¿Cuántas lleva? Tienen que hacer más kills. Mira, buenísimo. Oh, pero ¿qué hicieron?
Oh, is this what it looks like to be on the other side of the bread man?
Ajá.
Yeah, that's what I was actually
¿Quién?
wondering.
Wait. We're gonna get up there and kick his ass.
Oh.
I think that was Breadman.
That was
Might have been.
Breadman.
Yep, I believe
that was Breadman.
He's got 25 kills.
He's got that thing locked down.
No, esa persona que está viendo juega muy bien.
I mean, this is
Juega muy bien.
on the timeline for sure. Redman's got clips for days.
Y este se va con sniper.
The streaks to the SAE above.
What have we got here?
Got a sniper.
Just, I just think about
Tiene sniper. Este que está jugando a Quizco.
Run some different guns and Redman's just up top.
Yeah, no,
M4 stacked.
he just looked dialed in. I don't think he said a word. Hit it!
Oh, lo
ADS
mataron.
not quick enough there. Two posted up on the bridge, just shutting him down. But
So he has the pistol on.
Es que lo mataron feo.
We turned into a fully auto sub yesterday.
¿Y Sogoro cómo estará jugando? ¿A solo sniper? Me imagino. Ese es el estilo de Sogoro.
You can turn your sidearm into something pretty mean, and then of course the ledge hang mechanic. I'm hanging on ledge. Clint, you were singing the Spider-Man song earlier. Hey man, not too. If Spider-Man carried a Glock, yeah, maybe.
Las personas que van en control.
It's crazy to see like how much damage you can do with that thing, and just I mean, it's something that we have to learn now as Call of Duty players. I have to now look at funny ledges and see where players.
Yo no entiendo lo que están haciendo ahí.
The field upgrades yesterday for the short amount of time that I did have. I tried the camera one. It was so interesting. Just like throw it down, go hide in the corner. You can see when they're pushing at you. It's
You hold your own flank at that point.
Este hombre se va a solo sniper. Oh, casi la hace, casi la hace.
Isaac, he nearly got both of them there. Of course,
Casi
Isaac
la hace.
was coming in from Europe, made the long trip across.
Yeah, I was wondering.
El otro como que lo mataron ya. Y llevaba unas buenas rachas, ¿vieron?
Deep runs, guy's a monster. But as he's just trying to hit some snipes and try some of the different weapons out, Bredman's kind of been a lobby, but there we go. Another shot gonna hit. Bang.
I'm already really liking
Y te pones a cambiar de ahí si vas a hacer buenas kills.
Look, like this is something I cannot wait to get.
Oh, por Dios. Viene por detrás. Le quedan 2 balas. Yo él me agarro otra arma. No, pero por lo menos tiene UAV ahí, sabe dónde están los enemigos.
Field upgrade he has there. I can't tell from
That could be the portable radar.
That might, yeah.
So that little bad boy.
Oh.
A local sort of
Si lo matan.
The radius isn't obviously great, but hey man.
Oh, le erró mucho. Eso. Bueno, tiene uno atrás, creo.
Right on the panel of the window. So the first
Se da cuenta que tiene uno atrás.
second one, that'll go through.
I was using this yesterday. It's a
Pero este hombre que está aquí es hombre campeón. ¡Oh! ¡Lo salvaron! ¡Qué señora salvar! Le iban a hacer un remate.
Alright, get us out of there. Over the crowd.
Here's the Fennec.
Está con la Fennec.
I mean, look how different this POV seems versus like the sniper POV.
Yeah.
Right? Like you're moving.
You're going.
Oh.
Wow.
Okay. Okay, Sean J.
Creo que lo mató otra persona que llevaba Fennec. Pero la Fennec ahorita, no sé, hay algo como que no me gusta de esa arma. Toca levelearlas igual. Hay algo que no me gusta.
He's way more aggressive, you know. He might be hitting flank soon, but the way he's kicked himself out.
Whoa.
Oh, lo mataron. ¿Con quién? ¿Contra quién están peleando?
That all these creators are gonna learn very quickly is there a lot more paths on the map than you know about. Like on this one specifically, behind Crowder, there's an underground passageway where one of the flags
Vamos a
are.
ver.
Like, I didn't even know you could go down there. Like I had to wrap the entire building before I figured out how to get underground. So there's a lot,
Mira eso.
a lot more passageways than I think a lot of these creators are expecting, and that's why we're gonna see possibly a lot more assassinations, possibly a lot more credit corners, and people just popping out of literally nowhere.
Crowder is locked in. Nice, the power of the Fennec. That player didn't stand a chance.
Yeah, he's in the perfect area to use this weapon. It's like going out, getting peeks, close range combat. It's a lot of fun to use this one, man. I was using it the majority of the game.
Qué locura, ¿oyeron?
Doing a great job in game. They've got the lead for now, but again, classic Dom, capture the flags, UAVs and all sorts, kill streaks coming up. No one's. I don't think it was going too crazy with any of the kill streak choices. We did see Crim 6 with a VTOL earlier. Again, classic from MW19. Yep. I wonder if we're going to see any more today.
No sé, la Vector no me llama tanto la atención. Quiero ver a un jugador que hable español.
A lot of these people are. They're going for crazy clips. They want to drop bombs. They want to have high kill games. So some are going to find stuff they like, little combination they feel comfortable with, and they're going to send it. But Crowder, yeah, he's in the mix right now. Movement, I mean, he seems pretty comfortable so far. Just with little hop chows.
Yeah, the bunny hop.
Freebies.
Like earlier, just hopping around. You can even hip fire this one. He's picking up a ton of kills. He's loving this class setup. He switched it up from last time.
So one of the big things, I mean, before the show started, I walked around and talked to as many of the streamers as I possibly could. And I was just like, you know, you've had a tiny bit of time with the game. How you feeling about this? And almost every single one of them said, I'm really struggling not to slide everywhere. They've been so used to doing that.
Get used to it.
From MW19 all the way through to Warzone when, you know, we're on Caldera. It's not the same. It's not the same.
I can say that just from all the Warzone I've played, like it's gonna take like my hand, just the muscle memory of it. Like I've been slide canceling now for years across the
Quiero ver otro jugador. Este jugador no me llama tanto la atención.
But I do think my hands are going to be very happy, though. I'm not having to do that constantly across the map.
Yeah, if you try to slide around now,
Y nos falta ver lo que va a hacer con Warzone 2.
Again, it's how you use it. It's the dive is a really great mechanic for escaping.
Nos falta mucho. Todavía nos falta
I
bastante.
like to leave in my head, you know, the ball head. So I think the diving thing's going to be good for me. Just like a bowling ball, you know, Miles? Just sending it through a door, sitting it through a window. Maybe diving into someone. You think I can knock somebody out?
Oh, lo mataron.
You? Yeah.
Like a unicorn type
bayonet
power?
or something.
Yeah, bayonet on my head. Oh, that sounds sick, though. Honestly, if the devs are listening, let's think about that a little bit.
A bayonet dive kill.
Oh my God, I want that immediately.
¿Viste que sigue campeando? ¿A quién es ese? ¿Ese qué? No, no es que esto.
Yes.
¿Quién es él?
Isaac. Oh, quick swat again. That is his sidearm. That's his pistol. Again, the range on that bad boy is going to be all that crazy, but you know it's going to rip when it hits.
Sniper's just so satisfying when you get the kill. The sound, how deep it is, it's amazing.
It feels like there's no drag in the sniper. When you were using an ant, did you have to leave your shot at all?
Esta parte del mapa se ve como que un poquito, no sé, se ve como que un poquito Counter-Strike o qué.
I was trying to shoot across the map. But you can get some feeds, man. Like I got a couple collabs with this gun. It's super powerful.
Buena victoria. Excelente. 64 kills. Chamo. 64.
Destroys up there frying. He's got double the score of everybody in the lobby. All right.
Ah, es que ese tipo es un monstruo jugando. Mira cómo, mira eso. 64 kills, excelente. Era Nick Hermes. Ay. Este es el menú principal. Operadores. Quiero ver los operadores. Eso era solo gameplay.
Miles, that's right, I am right here with Zuma, Tommy Properado himself. So, I mean, you have now had your first taste of Modern Warfare 2 here at CodNext. What did you think?
Oh, it's incredible. The game feels super smooth. The gunplay is awesome. I like the time to kill, and the maps are dope. A lot of close quarter gunfights, and you know, I've been having a blast, man. The chat's loving it as well. They're loving it.
So there's so much to talk about, you know, new modes, new maps, changes to the gunsmith, but what really stands out to you? Like, what are you excited about?
I'm really excited just to get the competition going. I mean, I'm excited for the CDO, and I heard them talking about ranked play, so, you know, I'm really excited for that. And Warzone 2 looked incredible as well. I was talking to Repost. We're going to be the Warzone duo this year, so I'll be bouncing around between the both, but I'm just excited for something new, you know, a new game, and it's been a lot of fun to play, and there's so many amazing creators here. And just thank you to everybody, and thank you to Call of Duty for the opportunity to be here. It's awesome.
And then, you know, real quick, with Modern Warfare 2 on the horizon, what does the year ahead look like for you?
Man, just a lot of shows, man, a lot of flanks, a lot of streams. I mean, the content's gonna be pushing all year, so excited, man. Zumafi's gonna take over, and we're gonna have some fun, man. We're gonna have some fun.
Qué locura.
Well, thank you so much. That is all from me for now. I believe I'm handing it off to my dear friend Lottie.
Thank you so much, Jess, and it is so good to be here. My name is Lottie. First time on the desk, first time, of course, being in this incredible arena. I have a lot of wonderful folks on this desk, but it is now time to chat about an epic giveaway from our friends at Jack Links. Each Jack Links supply drop includes a brand new copy of
un momento.
on the platform.
Quiero ver otras cosas que se vengan.
Jack Links limited edition products and brand new epic in-game items.
Oi.
So check this out on how to enter.
Looking for an epic way to celebrate the launch of Modern Warfare 2? Jack Links has got you covered.
Jack Links?
Giving you the chance to win the ultimate Modern Warfare 2 supply drop. Keep an eye out during the broadcast for the Jack Links Sasquatch to appear on screen. If you see it, grab your phone and scan the QR code, following the prompts to qualify for entry. Tune in to Call of Duty Next. Squad up with Sasquatch and level up for the ultimate viewing experience, courtesy of Jack Links. Terms and conditions apply.
All right, folks, so keep your eyes peeled to spot the Sasquatch on the screen throughout the show. Scan that QR code and enter all your information for a chance to win. But it is my absolute honor and pleasure to be on the desk, of course, alongside Maven. But we also have Jeff and Joe on here to talk all things Modern Warfare 2. Of course, our multiplayer design directors here. And we're just going to get a bit nerdy, to be honest. You know, we're going to look at a bit of gameplay. I am so excited to talk about it. But Maven, I've got to ask you, what do you want to dive into first? We have the two guys that are going to answer a question.
Well, first off, by the way, you guys killed it in the opening of the show.
You know, disculpen que estoy comiendo, pero se me ha pasado la hora, de verdad, y tengo sumamente hambre.
But I know we're going to have gameplay that's going to be popping up. We're going to chat through stuff. But I think one thing I kind of want to chat through is just there's been a lot of significant changes. You guys are always looking to how to kind of tweak the wheel a little bit. Can we chat through kind of the perk change and where your head was at with regards to that? Because it's a big change. It's interesting.
Yeah, you know, perks haven't really been touched for a long time in the series. And I guess by nature, they're passive. And so most of the time we found people just, you know, find the 3 that they like, and that's it. They kind of forget about the
I said that earlier. That's me.
Yeah.
Like, I find a few I like, and like that's my class. There we go.
We just wanted to come up with a system that was a little bit more engaging, and so we grouped them into 3 different categories. You get 2 to start with, and then you pick a 3rd, and then you pick a 4th, and they're rewarded as you play. You really like how they proc at the end.
Yeah. I mean, an announcer comes up, tells you what perk you got, and it kind of re-engages you with what's available, right? And they're earned through time and score, so eventually you'll get them, and you're not gonna. It doesn't reset on death. It allowed us to kind of like create a couple more powerful perks and put them at the end because you're not gonna have them the whole match. And there's some interesting depth there.
Como que se movió.
You're kind of like, if you're one of those players who really wants to noodle, you're like, okay, I know these aren't in play yet.
Well, I guess, listen, it's very different, but I'm also a big like RPG guy, so I like the process of like unlocking things and earning things. It's just like at the core of who I am. So I dig that, just like the progression over the course of one single map. I think is very cool.
Yeah, it just feels good. It feels good. It feels good to be reminded what you have.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Oh, and I guess we didn't touch on actually is the packages, right? From like.
No, el multijugador estuvo estupendo. Estoy esperando que llegue información de Warzone 2. Estaba viendo que personas estaban jugando este juego desde el móvil. Yo no entiendo. Pero todavía no entiendo.
You know, that kind of, it really, people can see that through the default loadouts. And we've packaged in, based on those kind of player behaviors we were talking about earlier, we've usually shipped 6 or 5 default loadouts, but we have 6 with this.
Este es el sistema de juego.
2 for each behavior. And so,
este es un sistema de juego que tiene que rescatar al prisionero. Mire cómo lo está llevando. Ajá, lo recuperó. Se gana 100 puntos. Ah, pero se ve chévere. Este juego se ve bien. Tienes que rescatar al prisionero. Están mostrando todos los sistemas de juegos como tal. Y lo mejor es que lo están mostrando en modo gameplay. Mira, Titan, ¿cómo que se llama este? Titan Taiman, así creo que se llamaba.
What did you notice when playtesting these different types of things?
Yeah, I mean, I think overall most of our players are rushers.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Depends on the circles you run, but you know, there are these other players, and we wanted to just make sure that we're supporting all of them. And so some of the field upgrades can be more sentinel and trying to hold down positions. But that's why we added in the DDoS, like we said, to kind of just say, I've had enough. I want to pause all this stuff and make it go away.
Yeah.
But we also leaned into creating game modes that can facilitate this kind of siege gameplay.
Now, we talk about the rushing players, right? But we also want to talk about the pacing, the movement, what it looks like, how it feels to be in-game. And when I got a chance to get on the sticks yesterday, something I noticed is it is a little bit slower paced, right? We're going to be sprinting round, not sliding round. And I think another thing I want to talk about is the dolphin dives. I've been diving down escalators, getting prone, looking at hard points, trying to figure out, can I see bomb site B or A? Like, it's
tirando un vector ahí.
With the movement and how it feels.
Tenía demasiada hambre.
What were the decisions behind that?
Demasiada hambre.
Because the feel of the game is huge.
Yeah, I think fluidity, and I mentioned it previously, is like really important, right? But we did make some small tweaks, right? Like slide has a little bit more of a hang up so that people aren't just sliding around the map, so that they're actually moving through spaces, checking corners, and kind of like pacing themselves. But the general movement of guns should be almost exactly the same. And Jeff and I regularly check in. We're like, okay, how are we doing? Like, let's look at last game, let's look at this game. And we try and be consistent in that regard. But there have been these small tweaks, and the dive is one of those tweaks. The ledge hang is one of those tweaks. And those will change how people move through a space, right? You won't throw yourself over a wall, you'll peek that wall first.
Yeah, I love the ledge hangs because, you know, just testing out yesterday, being able to kind of ledge hang and really use it as intel as well. I think when it comes to multiplayer and competitive side, that's kind of where I'm at here, is being able in S&D, just being able to know where people are, give that intel to your team, peek that back down again, making sure you're not getting your dome ripped off by a sniper, of course, major stuff here, but and exciting that the fact that you can get your secondary weapon out and start to put a bit of damage in and help out there. So in terms of ledge hang, where did that come from? What was the idea behind it? You know, why is it so special to have it in the game?
To be honest, it came out of face planting too many times, off of parachuting in, just missing that ledge, and you're like, nope, that's frustrating. Let's fix that.
Well, we've all been there. Like, whether you've been playing Warzone, like you're trying to like hop and grab it, and you just like, it's like you want to hit the button to like activate the pull-up, but then you hit your shoot and you're like falling down. It can be so frustrating.
Yeah. So I mean, really, that's where it came from. But
yeah, it was also the high mantle too, right? Like late when we were developing Modern Warfare, and then Warzone started to come out. We had these walls and things. We ended up turning up the mantle height in Warzone.
Okay.
And it didn't feel as polished, but it allowed people to get over.
Pues están vigilando todos porque para que no lleguen hacks.
Like I said before, you kind of commit, and now you're like throw yourself over a wall and get shot as you make that transition. So the high mantle is definitely like get up, you can peek, or you can just double tap it and pull yourself over if you're in a hurry. It just adds that extra layer of like I can be a little bit smarter about how I move through the space.
That's a good note that we make all of the equipment, all of the movement, and all of these things for scalability, and we have to kind of check ourselves that everything we put here is going to show up in Warzone.
Well, now you've got this like metaverse of like there's so much.
It's a big kind of like I was saying earlier, right?
It's
like
not hard, man. I'm sure.
It's like how do you add different things in and make sure it all stays in check and not mess up this ecosystem.
Well, it feels like I guess for me when I view it, well, what has been the one thing, at least for me, that really separates Call of Duty from
No he visto el primero de los jugadores conocidos que hablen español. De pana. Están grabando solamente los que hablan en inglés. Suaga, Boya, Aiden. Bueno, tampoco Aiden lo he visto. A Nick Hermes.
I mean, think about
a Titan Khan.
10 years ago, what you were able to do with just like interacting with the map and what it's come to now. I mean, it's insane how much it's changed.
We had to argue to get sprinting into, I think it was COD 4.
I'm sure.
We didn't have that, and so like just the evolution of where.
Yeah, it's come a long ways. I played the very first one, so yeah.
Yeah, it's been pretty special, and something else that's a bit special as well is the fact that we have all these content creators behind us. We have an Elgato replay for you guys. It's actually Myth here on Prison Rescue. Just gonna check this one out and see exactly what went down here. And Prison Rescue is gonna be a really exciting one, of course, because you have to get that objective done. You need to go rescue the prisoner, and carrying them out is gonna be huge because that icon does disappear. You know, how did it work with this prisoner being able to put them in the game, knowing that somebody's gonna have to run this prisoner back and extract
rescate el prisionero. Pero como tal no ha mostrado tanto gameplay de ese modo de juego.
So it was actually kind of a hard mode to make, and we went through all these different iterations, and we had these problems where we're like, hey, the modes around rescuing these prisoners, but people, they weren't able to, right? We're like, hey, do this heroic thing, and rounds just kept ending in elimination because it was so hard. And that's why we added the radar sweep that you get when you get the prisoner, and that's why we took the icon away when you pick the prisoner up. Because we were going through, and we tried with one prisoner, we tried with two right next to each other, we tried all these different iterations, and it took a while before everything kind of clicked. And often when you're making game modes, you don't really know. Like some
gameplay?
Like, oh, there it is.
Yeah.
But this one took a lot of work, a lot of finessing.
¿Qué coño hace Gary gameplay ahí,
where there is this balance, and we're seeing more hero moments. And that replay we saw, he actually, I think of that one, but while we were talking earlier, I saw him actually pick up the prisoner and take it all the way to extract and have that run, and that's what we wanted, that hero run.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about like how crazy it's gotten. Like I don't envy you guys at all. I mean, I do. You have great jobs, but like the fact that you have to think about like everything within this sandbox. Like from when you're trying to make a new mode, like how is some new movement or anything going to affect Warzone? How's it going to affect Ground War Invasion? Like,
I think every game you have that
Just
moment
lay up
at
and
the
sleep.
end of the previous one. You're like, okay, how do we squeeze more blood from this stone?
Yeah,
You know,
right,
like-
right.
And it's like, but then you start iterating and trying different things, and you do kind of like, all of a sudden it's ballooned, and you're like, oh no, we have to cut stuff. We have too much.
Yeah, I mean, Jeff, Joe, this is a pretty hard question, but just to kind of wrap things up here, you know, I think when you talk about Call of Duty, when you listen to feedback
no
from
quería.
players and different
Abriendo la
generations, they
garganta.
always talk about that nostalgic feeling that they get when they get on the game. What is it about Modern Warfare 2 this time around, this title in particular, do you think that is going to bring generations back, years to come, and say, look, Modern Warfare 2, excuse me, was my game, and this is why I want to play it year in, year out?
Yeah, you know, nostalgia is a weird thing, and I know from working on past games and people speaking so highly of these different things, and it's kind of where you're at in your world and your friends and things like that. And so for us, we can't really control that, but we try to lay out kind of, I don't know, for the lack of a better term, like you're kind of laying out a nice meal, and you're hoping that everyone enjoys it. And from all the systemic play with all of our equipment and all these different interactive systems, we're just hoping that fans find new and crazy ways to play the game. I don't know. What about you?
You just want it to be fun. I mean, at the end of the day, right?
Yep.
Because nostalgia, you gotta probably tune some of it out. Like some stuff, that's tough.
You don't know what's going to become nostalgic, right? You don't know. And I think one of our strengths is, though, is that I run into people all the time, and they're like, I'm an S&D player.
Yeah.
I'm a Warzone player. I'm a Plunder player. Like, you know, like I love TDM. I just play that. And so it's interesting that we're fortunate to be able to make all these different offerings so that people can come into our game and they're like, I love big war, vehicular combat. I'm going to ground war, right? And so I think that's an advantage that we have, that people can find their place, the thing they love, bring their friends in, and then years to come, they're like, I remember that. That was awesome.
Yeah, a bunch of different experiences for sure. And I got to say, the fact that we haven't even really scratched the surface yet, you know, we're here at the reveal, we're seeing it for the first time. There's so many questions that we have as well. I want to know what some of the challenges have been for you guys to develop this game, to really get it to the point that it is now, where you are comfortable to show it to the world and reveal it. You know, what some of the hardships been along the way in this ride?
You know, I think the big kind of elephant in the room is just, you know, a lot of this was made from people's homes, you know. You're looking at people's art and work that, you know, people in their home spaces is their living room.
Wild.
I work out of a shed in my backyard.
Te
there's
está dando
people
full
in their
multijugador, ¿oyeron?
I bet it's a cool shed, though.
Not really.
Este mapa se me hace como que familiar,
But
pero todavía no me acuerdo.
Get this done through, you know, millions of Zoom meetings and
Algo que me llamó muchísimo la atención fue el tema de Warzone 2, de que estaba mapas que eran familiares al de Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, aparte de Dome, aeropuerto. Todavía quiero ver ese tema más. Estoy esperando que la Call of Duty Next muestre más sobre Warzone 2.
We have a really talented team, and we're up here representing that team, whether it's the multiplayer team, the engineering team, the animation team, the art team. And they're all specialists in what they do, the fidelity on our view model animations, the everything, the art and the maps, the design. Our geo designers, they make these 6v6 type maps, they make these huge ground war maps, and they put it all together into this massive big map, and everything needs to sing. And so all we can do is thank them and do our best to represent them.
I'm kind of curious, were there any like positives for me from a
Gracias,
creative
Miguel
standpoint
Hermes.
with like the fact everyone was in the office and like everyone was kind of like away? Like I almost feel like maybe that would lead to some interesting ideas. Like when everyone's maybe not in a room and like maybe one idea kind of takes precedent, like everyone's just kind of isolated a little bit more. I just wonder if there was any like creative advantages there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were worried.
Ese hombre, Miguel Hermes, es uno de los duros de Call of Duty.
Living at home, but we just found that everyone was so passionate about, you know, making this game that they could either play a game or their PCs sitting there and they could make the game better. And they're, you know, consistently working too much. And we're like, hey, calm down. We're good. Let's get, you know. So I think that is a little bit of the fun part.
What I heard in some cases, like productivity actually like went up, which people didn't expect, and like now people are downscaling offices. So I was kind of curious if you just had like a lot of, I don't know, superstars kind of show up and pump out some really amazing stuff.
Yeah, it's tricky because, you know, we've just now been coming back in and getting kind of that kind of community in the office, and that has been a great way of kind of solidifying the game and getting people back in and feeling the, you don't get the big hoots and hollers when you're at home, right?
Yeah.
So we get people in the office, we get them in
Salió,
the
¿no?
pit, and we're all playing. Yeah, you get that feedback loop of like, I made good stuff, and someone's happy.
Yeah.
Look, drawing back the curtain a little bit. 'Cause when I
Mira, ahí
think
están los
of
modos de
how
juego.
to
Tiene
handle
match,
a brand new
dominio,
game,
search and
a brand new
destroy.
title, bringing all these exciting
El del
factors to it, I'm thinking
prisionero.
of, like, bare bones, you know, in your shed maybe, with a whiteboard, you know, just writing things on, just brainstorming. What is that process like? You know, building the blocks, building the foundation behind this brand new game, putting those ideas down on paper. How does it work for your team?
Ajá. Warzone Mobile. Warzone Mobile, señores.
One aspect we used was we tried to
Verdance,
bring
mira
everything down
eso.
as simply as
O
possible.
sea, los gráficos no que
And
sean
that really is just like a
100%
one-on-one
tan fluidos.
you know, like, if
Pero
you
vean
imagine
eso,
how
el
many
sistema de
times
juego de
a
Warzone
one-on-one
Mobile.
interaction happens in multiplayer or in single player, and like,
Aquí estamos
what
viendo
does that look
también.
like? You know, they could just shoot each
Mira.
other, but you know, it's what is in your loadout, what's in my loadout. It almost like this, like a
Ajá, por
party
fin
where
colocaron al
you
Aidan.
use flash and you use your smoke, and like, and so like, we really worked on how many permutations and how that can play out. And so we figured if we can get that to come and play out in a lot of different ways, we can make a really deeply replayable game, which should, you know, make everyone really happy at the end of the day.
Nah, it seems like everyone's having a blast so far. I mean, this in general, it's got to be pretty special to see just this many content creators here, gassed up, enjoying the game.
I mean, it's been
Vamos a ver cómo va a jugar Aidan.
honestly, Jeff,
Bueno,
Joe,
lleva
thank
la
you so much
Vector.
for being here, giving us all the insights, letting us nerd out a little bit, ask all
Ya
the
tiró su
questions
bebé.
that we're dying to
Uf,
know.
no, no puede
But
ser.
I tell you what, it's about time right now to head
Full
on over to the main
contenido.
stage to talk a little bit more about COD Mobile. We've got Beef Mummy and Matt Lewis over there. Let's take it over to them and see.
Imagínate, llevan 2 horas ya de Call of Duty Next.
Thank you so much, Lottie, and welcome back to the Command Center presented by Xfinity Rewards. And it's time to finally drop into some epic Warzone mobile gameplay. And joining me here,
Ajá, van a jugar ahora Warzone Mobile.
I've been so excited to bring you
Sí,
into this
tiene Warzone Mobile.
He is the Vice President of Product Management for mobile.
Thank you so much. I am super excited to be here today. We just have some awesome gameplay. We have some cool new surprises for you. So I'm just really looking forward to sharing this moment with you and with just the entire Call of Duty community.
I'm so excited. I'm just ready to get into action. And obviously things are just heating up over here. And it really is impressive what you've been able to pull off here. And watching someone play, it looks great. It feels great. It's as if it's running off a console, to be honest.
It's true.
How did you guys make this from the ground up?
Yeah, it's a great question. So one of our game pillars was what we call relentlessly Warzone. I like to think of it this way. There are a set of emotions and an overall
Warzone
gameplay
Mobile, míralo.
quality, something that's felt when you play Warzone.
Ajá.
And for us, you know, that's something.
Eso es lo que les quería comentar. Como tal, el Warzone Mobile no se ve así tan fluido. Pero estamos hablando, señores, que esto es de dispositivos móviles. Por lo que se ve, es literalmente lo mismo al Warzone normal. Pero claro, con los gráficos un poco diferentes. Pero este Warzone Mobile lo veo bien. Para hacer dispositivos móviles lo veo muy bien. Hay que ver varias cosas. Cuánto va a valer comprar la caja. El sistema de ponerte las placas. Todo. Podrá ser igualito a lo que era el Warzone anterior. Pero señores, por lo que veo va bien. Quiero ver ciertas partes del mapa como tal, la localización, todo lo muestra bien, pero al agarrar y disparar, no sé si eso fue la configuración que él colocó como tal, no sé si es abajo o es arriba, utilizando los dedos de arriba, pero mira, el recoil tan impresionante de esta arma como tal, se ve bastante recoil. ¿Pero qué? ¿Se puede jugar con mando? No sé, no estoy seguro si se puede jugar con mando, pero lo de arriba me llama la atención. Pero por lo que veo, ajá, lo está utilizando, sí, está utilizando los dedos, porque ahí está viendo la pantalla. Este es un creador de contenido que debe jugar COD Mobile, la juro. No lo conozco, pero vean como tal como es Warzone Mobile.
But something that is ultimately in this made for mobile, amazing, super polished mobile experience.
It's been so much fun watching all of these streamers.
Ya lo mataron, que va para el
game
gulag,
looks
revive,
like a
no sé cómo es el
great
sistema.
time. What is the best way for our viewers at home to guarantee
Eso sí les voy a
they will be
decir.
the first to drop in and
Warzone
play Call of Duty
Mobile
Warzone Mobile?
es como jugar Warzone normal. La única diferencia es pues del sistema de que es en móvil, ¿no? Y miran, aquí está el gulag, el gulag que tanto nos gustaba y estábamos extrañando. Yo creo que la única manera de recordar Verdansk va a ser jugando COD Mobile. Obviamente los gráficos no van a ser lo mismo, porque recuerden que es para dispositivos móviles, no va a ser lo mismo. Pero está como que tiene un poco de lag, ¿no? Sí, como que tiene un poco de lag. Recuerden que tiene que haber ciertos errores o algo por el estilo. Es un... digamos que es una beta.
To our coverage of Call of Duty Warzone Mobile, and honestly, it's been such an amazing, great time here. But obviously, before
no, es que es lo mismo, literalmente es lo mismo, pero con gráficos un poquito menos avanzados. Obviamente, sí, sí, es lo mismo. Está todo sumamente y todo. Si lo voy a jugar, voy a decirles que sí voy a jugarlo. Probarlo el primer día, a ver qué tal. Si me gusta, lo sigo jugando. Si no, pues bueno. Pero sí, todas las localizaciones exactas. Obviamente no nos vamos a olvidar porque jugamos. Y verdad, no sabemos todas las localizaciones porque jugamos. Oye, mira qué raro, un bug. El primer bug. El primer bug. Ya lo vimos. Pero bueno. Es normal que haya bugs, que haya errores, porque recuerden que esto es una supuesta beta. Mira cómo juegan estos jugadores, ¿ah? Yo quiero que se enfrenten con alguien para ver qué tal. Mira cómo va el gas, el mapa. El mapa es el mismo, eso sí. Oye, qué buena idea que hizo Activision, la gente de COD Mobile, no sé cómo, o sea, esa gente, ¿verdad? Que eligieron colocar a Verdansk en dispositivos móviles. Otro mapa, no sé. No sé si sería bueno. Por lo que veo, este mapa sí. Y bastante personas lo van a jugar. Tuviera en los comentarios el apoyo que tiene lo que es Warzone Mobile. Bastante. Y son, eso sí, lo que me gusta, lo que me gusta es que se va a poder jugar. Mira la entrada. Ajá, mira la entrada. Son puros jugadores, 120 jugadores reales, nada de box. Battle Royale. Oh, eso. Mira eso. Me encantaría ver lo que es el centro de Verdansk. Ya hasta se me olvidó el nombre y todo. Vamos a ver dónde va a caer. Ah, en Stadium. Ay, Dios mío, qué viejos tiempos. De verdad que esto es una locura. Viejos tiempos.
Me too. Boneyard for me is my favorite. I'm a player.
Ajá,
I like
ya
to
cayó.
equip two things. I always like two primaries for myself. A shotgun is a must.
¿Será que se puede ver a los jugadores de lejos bastante?
People make fun of me for it, but that's what I love.
Así se puede ver bien como tal los jugadores de lejos.
I tend to like to hide out myself in some of those little airplane shells.
¿Y con cuántas balas matarás a un enemigo? Depende del arma, obviamente, ¿no? Las configuraciones serán las mismas del Warzone anterior. La pregunta del millón: ¿cuándo van a lanzar Warzone Mobile? Eso es lo que yo estoy esperando. Eso es lo que quiero saber. ¿Cuándo lo van a lanzar? Porque ya dieron fecha de la salida de Warzone 2.
Oh yeah, speaking of Superstore, I mean, I like dropping in there because I feel like I'm going on a shopping spree, grocery shopping, all the weapons that you need on the ground, they're over there. You know, but the thing is, it's in the center of everything. You're in the middle of everything. So if you want to go and just go away into safety, you're going to have such a hard time because you're worrying about people up top. Airport is right there. Boneyard is right there as well. So I feel like for me, like since we're seeing Boneyard right now, it's kind of like a safe little spot because it's right off to the side, but you still get really good loot as well.
Totally. Well said. And for me, one of the things I love about Verdansk as a player is there are
este va a ser un juego que de verdad me va a gustar jugarlo porque, no sé, me va a recordar el tiempo de Verdansk. Ya está llevando su lado. La UG creo que era, ¿no? Sí, la UG. Esta de dispara de ráfaga. No, esta no es. Sí, esta de dispara de ráfaga, sí, la UG dispara de ráfaga. No sabemos cómo va a ser el sistema de recoil aquí. No lo hemos jugado como para saber si es difícil. Y el Light Cancel, ¿será que el Light Cancel lo van a hacer igual? ¿Será que el Light Cancel va a ser igual?
But obviously I sneaked into the codnext event and was finally here, finally able to see the alpha. But hey, since we're here, taking a look at what's going to happen here on the right side of your screen. You're taking a look at the map, and it's exactly what we saw in Warzone.
Totally, and it's getting to one of those end crunch periods. This is my favorite. The circle started to close, not yet final circle, but it's definitely that time. You got to be a little bit strategic and smart about your choices. There is a penalty if you get a little bit too aggressive.
Mira, lo está grabando desde la computadora. Con el gato. Eso es una capturadora para las personas que no sepan. El gato es una capturadora que pues graba bien. ¿Queréis ver los enemigos? Pues sí, es lo mismo. Literalmente es jugar Warzone en el teléfono, pero es lo mismo. Todo lo vas a conseguir igual. Verdansk está igualito. Lo que quiero ver es cuando compres el Battle Pass, ¿verdad? Lo que es el pase de batalla. Quiero ver esas cosas. ¿Autorreanimación? ¿Autorreanimación? Eso sí cambia un poco el tema de autorreanimación. Mira las placas, las armas. Se me hace un poco el cop mobile normal, ¿no? Oye, lo reventó. Ah, está dentro del gas. ¿Esta zona cuál es? Mira, chamo, no puedo creerlo. Sí, por lo que veo va a ser un poco complicado matar a los jugadores de lejos. Eso sí es lo que estoy viendo. Porque las gráficas no es que ayuden tanto. Pero ya va, eso es una AUG y mató así. De verdad que no entiendo.
Me too, super curious to hear. Also curious to hear how this interaction here ends. I want to go back to one thing you were saying earlier with the loadouts. One of the things for me,
quiero que compre el loadout. Eso sí lo quiero ver. Ahí está el loadout. Mira, y se puede ver el loadout. Quiero que lo agarre.
Sometimes I want to get my own loadout. Sometimes no, I'm all about buying a new score streak, leveling up, helping my squad.
Una partida completa de Battle Royale.
It's a really nice element of strategic choice, and it's ones that we know players in Warzone 1.0 on console and PC they just absolutely loved.
El primer jugador.
You know, in mobile there's really nothing quite like it. So just can't wait for players to get their hands on that.
Oh, most definitely.
¿Qué vas a hacer? ¿Vas a luchar?
Had my hands on it yesterday. I'm not very
No, ya lo van a ver.
And that's why I'm being a shoutcaster. I'm just kidding. But really just playing the game and playing Warzone.
Bueno, la zona está cerrando ya.
Me
imagino que el jugador va a salir por ese lado.
And so that's such a huge
¿Para que este jugador se gana la partida?
Tiny but powerful device, and to have the same thing here. Not only that, it has its unique aspects as well. I think we've already mentioned it before. Mobile, yes, even though you already have it, Warzone is here. It has its unique features.
Big time. And when we started making the game, we listed out all these options. We could make something that was totally not connected. It was its own mobile experience. No connective tissue to
Oye, ese sistema de grabar así me gusta.
And on the other end of the spectrum, we could do an exact port, something that felt exactly
los dos.
the same.
Lo dejaron sin placa.
Same economy, same everything else. What we decided in the
para
end was,
rematar.
you know,
Pero son como muchos tiros para rematar.
Principles that we want to achieve. We want to make sure on the core game, so here the moment-to-moment
Primera vez que
gameplay,
dos armas.
it feels just as good as
Recuerda que yo no jugué casi el modo Warfare del 2019.
That's the best shooter in the world. We want to make sure that we're rendering that properly on mobile. We just think there's nothing better. At the same time, for mobile players, there's certain customizations that are really important.
Bueno, señores, aquí les estoy trayendo informacioncita de COD Mobile. Puro gameplay exclusivo desde la Call of Duty Next. Bueno, de la Call of Duty Next. No desde.
Just feels like nothing else on mobile. We think we're on the right track.
Yeah, speaking on the right track. No from YouTube.
¿Quién piensa ganar? ¿Va a cerrar la zona?
Again, where he's at it's going to be a prime spot because it's not going to be too crowded, as you can see here, but you can also get really good loot. So that is definitely one thing that you want to have. And now for him spoiting all of these, I can see the movement is very much like Warzone. I feel like for me that was one of the bigger questions. It's like, what's the movement gonna be like? And you can see here,
buenísima.
He's
Eso bien.
He's already kind of felt the game pretty right to the fact that he can get a lot of these kills. And so, how was it like trying to transform into the movement coming in from Warzone, going in here to Warzone Mobile?
That's a great point. We thought movement, that's one of those things. Movement and really the whole combat experience. It's something that we just felt like we don't want to mess with it too much. It's so special. It's what makes Call of Duty Call of Duty. So for us, it's about rendering that in the right kind of way. And again, not totally there, but man, we're pretty happy with where we are at this alpha stage in the development process.
La verdad que la ha hecho muy bien. Quiero ver el primero que se gane una partida.
Every one of these streamers just battled it out, especially at the very late game, where you get to see the circle just kind of closing in. But obviously, we only have a set amount of time, and that brings an end to what we saw when it comes to the gameplay of Call of Duty Warzone Mobile. And it has been really fun, really exciting to see all the streamers playing the game, and we still have way more lined up for you. But with that being said, let's bring in Xavier for a special sideline update.
Yeah, what's going on? WWE superstar Xavier Woods, aka Austin Creed, here with the only, the man, the legend, Myth.
I'm here with Austin Creed.
Woo! Having a good time. Good to see you, man.
Good to see you.
How you been?
Brother. I've been great.
Good.
I'm having such a good time so far, man. It's crazy.
Well, I love to see you. Yeah. Now, first things first, we've all been at home for a long time, and now we get to come out to come do an event like
Bueno,
this.
señores, algo que les quiero decir. Voy a ir.
At this event right now?
Voy a parar este directo porque tengo muchas cosas que hacer en el sistema que tengo que publicar los videos como tal. Aquí le estaba transmitiendo ciertas cosas de la Call of Duty Next, ¿verdad? Sobre Warzone 2, sobre Call of Duty Mobile, sobre el nuevo Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Señores, tengo contenido que montar, así que tengo todo anotado aquí. Se los voy a traer en el canal principal, obviamente, de Todito Batch. Así que, señores, estamos hasta el final de este streaming. Espero que les haya gustado, mostrándoles ciertas partes de la Call of Duty Next. Así que, amigos, hasta la próxima.
And elevated it to the point where like the visuals, the gunplay, the feel of everything is just really polished and tuned. And that's part of what I really
more lined up for you. But with that being said, let's bring in Xavier for a special sideline.